Live from beautiful downtown Bastrop, it's time for the Stage Select, starring Julian Titus and Justin Ham.
What could this possibly be? Seems a lot like a podcast. Wonder what specifically. Talking about video games. With your hosts, you're in good hands. Not more of the same. Now we'll jump right in. So expect the unexpected and more. Now we'll get grooving. There ain't always gonna walk through the door. There just might be some strategy in this. Just having fun with our special guest. Time for Stage Select.
And here are your hosts, Julian Titus and Justin Ham.
Welcome, one and all, to the Stage Select. I'm Julian Titus.
And I'm Justin Ham. Julian is overly enthusiastic. That's fun. I dropped my lighter. That's fine. It's all fine. Hi.
Julian went to bed at a decent hour last
That's
night,
insane.
and you're not
Yeah.
prepared.
That's wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know how it is. What's funny is like, so I mean, this wasn't even my planned bit, but here we are. I've been going to bed like at the time that we start the podcast now. So like it's weird. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, I feel refreshed and ready to tackle my day. It's strange. This week I've been going to bed a little bit later because some shit's been jumping off. Julian, you ever think about like how, okay, I don't even know how to start the bit, but this is an experience I had this week that I'll share, and it'll lead to other things I'll talk about later. So I had to get a money order for reasons. And so
I had to do that for reasons as well. Oh wait, no, I had to wire money, actually.
Okay, yeah.
Giant Bomb sent us like a very official invoice with like from like a very official place. And I tried to pay the invoice through the link, and it was like, oh, you got to set up your business account, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, this is a very half-assed endeavor, my friends. And so the other option was just wire them money directly, which that's what I did.
That's probably the way to do it. Yeah.
And then I was getting like emails from that company like, hey, we noticed that you didn't finish signing up your thing. And I'm like, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I was just paying for an ad for this like hobbyist thing. Like we're not like a actual thing.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
We don't have need of your services.
Yeah, thanks, but no thanks. Yeah, so I needed a money order. I also could have used a personal check or some shit, but nobody uses checks anymore. I've not written a check since like 2011, I don't think. And I decided, but I did order them just in case I need them now, because you never know. But anyway, so I needed a money order, which then came to the realization of, oh shit, in order to get one of those, I need an ID. I would obviously. I haven't had one of those in a while because I've been a fucking bum and just I get by without it. It's totally fine. But so I needed this thing. So that meant I had to go dig up my birth certificate. Could not find my birth certificate anywhere. Last time I moved, I must have threw it in a box somewhere. Got no fucking clue what happened to it.
Mm-hmm.
So this then led to like, okay, well, how do I get one? Luckily, I live pretty much where I was born at. So all I had to do was go to a place and just go, hey, I need my birth certificate. And they were like, okay, yeah. And that was really it. And that blew my fucking mind.
That blows my fucking mind.
You don't have to prove you're you at all. It's crazy. You just have to say your name and know your birthday. And I'm like, this is why I don't tell people my fucking birthday right here. This is it. You could just go and fucking tell, like, all I did was walk up to a lady and go, I would need my birth certificate, please. And she went, what is your name? And when is your birthday? And I was like, and what's your middle name, right? And I was like, okay, here's my full name and here's my birthday. Okay, are these your parents? They didn't even like ask me to tell them my parents' names, right? You would think that's what they do, But no, they just list this stuff off and go, that's right, right? And you're like, yeah. I'm like, anybody could do this. This is crazy. Like, this is insane.
It sounds like the way that you decide to like roll your shepherd at the beginning of Mass Effect 2 in case you don't have a save.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do the popular answer. You saved Caden, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah, you did that. Yeah, you sure did, right? I was just blown away by that. And then so I was like, okay, well, cool. So then I got my birth certificate. I was like, I'm not gonna bitch about it. It's fine. That just blew my mind. Got my birth certificate, got my state ID, went to go get the money order. So my bank isn't local that I use. But I get to the place that it's like a grocery store that does them, because it's like, they have Western Union and all that stuff. And I was like, cool, I need one of these and I need it from this whole thing. And I explained it and they're like, okay, no problem. Just give us what you need. And I was like, you're not going to ID me or anything? Like, I could just be fucking anybody. They didn't even ID me. I was just like, this is insane right now, but okay, fuck it. That's what we're doing. Cool. So that was an experience I had. So I was like, I went through all of this and I didn't even need to do it. But at the end of the day, I'm glad I did it. But
yeah, I was going to say, like, as the story was going, if you ran into a lot of difficulties getting that stuff, I was going to be like, Justin, you realize that this is getting very close to the canonical comic book origin story of Cobra Commander, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, the funny thing, the most interesting part was I went to go like, so I was getting an Ohio State ID, just the regular ass one. I was like, I don't need, like, they were like, do you want the federal one so that you can fly? And I was like, I ain't going fucking nowhere for a while. It's fine. I'll come back another time to do that. They're like, that's cool because like the state IDs are free right now. And I was like, that's fucking amazing. Let's do that. So I got a free one of those.
The conversation going exactly as you're describing with the exact verbiage.
Just about like the guy, the kid who was ringing me up was very nice. We had a nice chat about where I currently, I guess technically by the law standards, live, but I don't actually live there, which is funny. But like, I'm having a conversation about, oh yeah, this road's closed. They were very nice. And we did a whole thing, and my glasses glared when I tried to take a picture, because of course they did, like Julian has experienced many times, I'm sure, and it's probably experiencing right now, as I can see in the camera right now. That just happens
you pulled that into a Akari shit.
I did. I absolutely did. But it was nice. The only thing with that was like trying to. So I hadn't had an ID in a few years. So they were like, okay, so if you have a different you just have to prove what address you live at. I was like, okay, I have all this mail that I didn't even. I took a bunch of mail from my house. I was like, I didn't even open it yet. And they're like, okay, that's not really going to help us, but all right. It's like, great.
That's how I live.
Yeah. Here's tax returns. I look at it and I go, that's not important. I don't really need this. And I was like, well, here's tax stuff that I have. And they're like, then they had to like look through it to find the one thing that they need. And they're like, yeah, I guess we can take this. I was like, all right, thank fuck. Cause I was getting nervous there for a second. And I was going to have to roll all the way back to fucking and dig through a bunch of shit to prove that I lived here. I named my hometown, but that's fine. Fuck it. Not my hometown, but where I live. It's fine. I don't give a shit. Yeah, go ahead and bleep it. Roll all the way back there and fucking do all that shit. What a day that was. And that's only the beginning, but I'll get into that later. Anyway, how have you been, Julian? How are things? How's the family?
Oh, it's been a week. They're all every week's a week.
Mm-hmm. That's how time works. Yeah.
Yeah. I had my first it's my 6 months probation employee review today.
Oh, fun.
Almost 3 months late, but
yeah,
my manager is like, in meetings almost from like 8 to 5 every day. So it like it's amazing that she's able to get anything done.
Yeah, right.
Like I respect the hell out of her. She's awesome. But
yeah, that's great.
It was like this glowing review, and I'm like, look, I've been trying to tell you, like, I keep trying to communicate to you. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know how to be more like, you know, obviously I can't cuss, but I'm like, no, I appreciate it, but I really do feel that like, because there's not a lot of oversight in what I do right now, that the problems are going to manifest down the road. And I was like, I think there's a lot of leaky pipes that are about to burst.
you're like a Final Destination setup happening right now. Yeah. Like just like the oil line is leaking on the thing, but we don't know what it means exactly yet. It's just going to eventually lead to some tragic series of deaths at some point. I've been watching those movies actually recently. Those movies are fucking funny, man. That whole series is a laugh riot to me. Oh man,
I feel like after your description of the most recent one, I should check those out, because I didn't realize how absurd they had become.
Don't go in expecting like you can completely turn off your brain during those movies.
Yeah, like when you I think, I forget if you said it or if I said it sounds like horror Hitman, and you were like, yes. And I was like, that sounds all right.
It's hysterical. Like like don't go in like expecting to be like, oh, I'm going to be really scared and I'm going to care about these characters and all this.
No,
other
I'm just
stuff.
going in there to have a laugh.
Yes, basically that's it.
I just want to see how Looney Tunes it gets with the
quite Looney Tunes, sir. Quite
excellent.
Yes, like I watched a girl get burned to death in a tanning bed today. It was hilarious. I laughed so fucking hard.
Yeah.
Wonderful series, honestly. It's just so dumb. Oh man. But yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. I did want to quickly point people in the direction of something on their YouTube.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
So, friend of the show, John Gholson, and also our stalwart announcer, had been bussing his ass this last like month, 6 weeks or so.
Sure.
Like memorizing a shit ton of dialogue, a shit ton of lines for a play which was going to air on public access in Austin, which I didn't even know that we still had a public access channel. Or at channels, because I don't get over the air TV anymore.
Right.
Or if I do, it's not set up anyway.
I was going to say, I don't even know if they do that halfway anymore.
I think you have to have the right receiver.
I wouldn't doubt it.
To your TV.
I remember at some point around here anyway, they just went, hey, don't worry about it. See, this was years and years ago too. They were like, antenna TV's kind of going to go away, but you can get this like box and it's like kind of free. And you just hook that up and it does like kind of the same thing. And I swear that was a thing.
Yeah, because I remember them kind of announcing that like the over the air stuff was like going away, but it was going to be converting to like a digital signal.
That's what it was. Yes.
Yeah, because that was like in the aughts. I was living in the house that I lived in with my mom until she died.
Yeah. And they mostly even aired that information on stuff that was like, yeah, this is on antenna TV, so fair warning, you're still doing that.
Yeah, and I don't know, like my TV might be like advanced enough where I can just pick that stuff up without needing to get anything extra. I'm not sure. I never looked into it. Regardless, it was a play that was going to air on there and then go to YouTube after the fact.
Right. Okay.
So it has aired, or he performed it Wednesday, and it is now on YouTube. It's called Noise Complaint. I will have the link in the show notes. I have not watched it myself yet. I'm going to be doing that this weekend and looking forward to it.
Cool.
But if you are listening to this show and you have been very curious about like watching John do his thing, you can now watch him do his thing ahead of Man Finds Tape, which is like the big thing that's going to be. It's getting a limited theatrical release on December 5th, but also the same day it's available for rental and purchase on video on demand. So even if it's not coming to your neck of the woods, which it sounds like it's mainly like New York, LA, and here.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, that'll be your way to get it. But looking forward to that. I'm excited. It sounds like he has a lot of stuff lined up right now. So we're gonna try to take in a double feature on Sunday. So I'll get the skinny then.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a short episode for me.
It might be a short episode it might be. Fair warning.
Because normally I try to sample a couple things if I know I've only got like kind of one thing on the docket,
sure, yeah,
or I'll try to do something else or whatnot. But every once in a while, Justin, a game just grabs you by the throat and bites as hard as it can.
I know. I for context, listeners, I texted Julian about doing a thing for our Patreon that we were and he was like, did I say that was this week? I don't remember actually. I've just been playing this and that's all I've been doing and that's my life now. And I was like, I get it. Yeah, I understand.
I'm pretty sure I said next week.
Yeah,
but I can legit see myself completely forgetting that because my whole personality now is Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2.
I know how it goes. Yeah, no, it's got something, man. I'm telling you, there's something about that game. That's awesome.
I guess first off, this might be my new favorite vampire thing as far as like universe or anything like that.
Wow.
It's like right up there with True Blood and Buffy the Vampire Slayer for me. As far as just like world building and lore and like the rules of the vampires and stuff like that. It definitely seems like a game kind of built for people who are already in the know on a lot of the stuff. Like one of the things that I wish is that when you're talking to the various NPCs, I wish they would kind of remind you in dialogue, like what clan they're from more often.
Yeah.
Like I was talking to Mrs. Thorne at the Wake of the Dead coffee shop, which love the coffee shop, love the drinks they serve. It's great.
Yeah.
And she was talking about like how her clan is perceived by other clans, and I'm like, yeah, but what are you again?
I also love the fact that you can romance her. That shit's hilarious to me.
I was considering it, but I was holding out for a certain character,
Julian,
and that hasn't happened yet.
Julian, spoilers, you can just romance everybody in that game that is available to romance. Don't even worry about it. They'll just do it.
I passed up the opportunity when it was given because I was waiting. Also, but there also weren't like a lot of like, well, I take that back. There's one character that I love. I love because I was turned off by them instantly when I first met them.
Sure.
And then as I got to know them, I was like, oh, this is actually a really cool subversion of this like stereotype.
Sure.
Because they're just like this like really gruff biker dude. Yes. And then you start to get to talk to them where it's like, oh, you got some shit.
Yeah.
This is actually pretty fascinating.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Including
exactly
like a very interesting possible special friend that they meet every month.
Right. Yep. Yep. I know exactly who you're talking about. Yep.
Yeah. No, it's great. And a lot like Hell Is Us and Control before it, it's one of those games where I'm like, ooh, lore. Like, you know, when I find something, I'm like, ooh, something new to read, something new to inspect that isn't necessarily like plot critical, but I'm just like, oh yeah, give me some more of this. I'm actually really enjoying the combat.
Really interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's something about it, and I will freely admit that there's probably been at least one, because I got one for sure, but since I started playing it, I would imagine that there have been patches since you finished it that
it's
probably
possible.
went a way to improve things. I've been playing it like the whole game on normal, and I haven't had too much of an issue.
Cool.
Sometimes I have.
Yeah.
Some of the enemies are fucking bullshit.
Yes.
The dudes with the twin Uzis can go fuck off.
Those guys suck. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
they will
do.
just burn your health down.
The first instance of me going, oh my god, fuck this guy, was like the big guys with shotguns, because I was
they're
like,
pretty rough.
What
too.
am I supposed to do against this for the longest time?
Yeah.
Oh god.
It's funny because it's very, I mean, it is melee focused. Like the only gunplay in it is that if a gun drops, you can pick it up with telekinesis and then fire whatever bullets are left and then throw the gun, which is cool. I like that a lot, but that makes it feel a lot like a beat 'em up, and it actually has the same problems that beat 'em ups have.
Yeah.
Which is, yo, enemies can block, but you can't.
You can't.
And there's no lock on. Which
there's no lock on, and it's meant to be like this really fast moving combat. So sometimes you're just like whiffing, just on like,
yeah,
it's a whole thing. Yeah.
And it is very fast paced. Like the combat does move very fast, and I can see how people could totally bounce off of it because like it can be disorienting when you do the dodge if you're not really aware of like what's going on around you.
Right.
And not having a lock on is a big part of that problem. If you could lock on to an enemy and know where that you're going to still be facing them relative to where you strafe after the fact, like that solves a lot of those weird issues.
There you go.
But there's something about like the actual way that you attack and the impact of the hits and the sound effects. And I'm like, I feel like fucking Neo from the Matrix.
There you go. Yeah. Okay.
Like it feels like when you see Neo fighting the agents in like Matrix Reloaded. I don't know. There's something really cool about it, but and so I've been playing it mostly stealth, and it is the problem that you said, but it's not as egregious as I thought it was, which is that if you stealth kill anybody and like there's nobody around and nobody sees the body, it doesn't matter. Everybody in the vicinity is aware somehow that person went down. Yeah. And they're not on alert, but they do go into like their searching mode. And I think that's bullshit.
Yeah.
But it is a fun stealth game in the sense that it's very easy to go stealth until you break stealth because either you got spotted or because you chose to break stealth.
Yeah. Kung
fu some dudes, chomp them, and then go back into stealth. You can get back into stealth fairly easily.
Right. Yeah. I just gave up on that at some point because my instinct is as soon as like people know I'm there, I just go, fuck it, we're guns blazing now. Sure. Like that's in every stealth game, that's just how I go. Yeah.
It even tells you, I love that when you get to choose your clans, they tell you like what the difficulty of the ability mastery is.
Right.
And I did end up choosing one that was easy, but I was just like, yo, but the description of these powers sounds exactly like the character I want to play. So that's what I'm going with, which is it's Clan Ventru. And they tend to be who ends up being in the court, like the leaders of the court.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so even from just like a story perspective, like it's a little bit easier to like ingratiate yourself. But I have not gotten tired of just snapping my fingers and saying, dude, kill yourself.
Right.
Dude, shout out to a game having really cool achievements that lead you to deeper gameplay. Because there are very specific like combat requirements for certain trophies that made me realize, oh, you can layer some of these abilities in some ways that I had not thought about.
Yeah, I didn't pay attention to a lot of that. So yeah, that's cool.
So my favorite thing to do is I have this move that causes someone's blood to boil in their veins and it makes them cry out.
Yeah.
Which brings everybody in the area close to them to check out what's going on. And then I have a move called mass manipulation that basically puts them all under like my influence and in the vicinity of that person. Mm-hmm. And then I use my kill yourself button, and then 5 to 7 people just are off the board.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
One move.
That's pretty good.
Not only do I just like cackle every time that I do it, but Fabi in my head almost always has like a fun comment about it.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I mean, you have to burn all of your abilities to do it.
Oh, right.
But it's really worth it.
Right.
And that's probably like, this is a game where I wish that I knew how to mod games.
Sure. Yeah.
And I don't mean like install mods. I mean, I wish I knew how to make the modifications to a game.
Yeah.
Because what I would do is, because you only, I mean, like we said last week, you can acquire every ability on the tree in the game in one playthrough.
Right.
You can only have 4 abilities mapped at any time.
Yeah.
And I really wish, like, the first thing that I would do modding wise is I would change it to, instead of the blood pips, I would actually either put the abilities on cooldowns or have an overall magic meter, for lack of a better term, that allows you to use whatever you want to use until you're depleted.
Right.
And then you refill it with blood. And have the ability to just like bring up a Mass Effect style ability wheel that pauses the game and lets you choose from what you want to use. Because there's some that are very situational that I don't necessarily want to map to my controller. And
that's always kind of the awkward part of that game. Yeah.
Yeah.
You were just like, that sounds cool, but when am I going to use that? You know?
Yeah. And you can, they're pretty free with you swapping them out. You just go pause and then go swap out.
Yeah.
I think you can even do it in combat scenarios, but if you had an ability that was a 2 blood pip ability and then switch to one that's 3 blood pip, you can't access it because you don't have that extra pip filled. And that actually happened to me tonight where I was like, okay, these guys are all really tough and I can't do my normal like mass suicide move.
Right.
So I'm going to switch over so one of my other moves is I think Shadow Step, where you melt into your shadow and reappear in someone else's shadow behind them, and then you can either stealth kill them or drain them.
Right.
And it's only 2 pips, and it's free real estate. It's free blood when you come back out, so you already recharge one of the pips immediately.
Right.
It's a great move.
That's cool. Yeah.
But But I was like, there's no benefit of me doing that here right now because I can't stealth kill any of these guys in one hit.
Right.
I can't, and feeding them isn't going to do any good either. Oh, but let me possess one of these because I have a possession one where you can then cause them to attack each other. And then these guys, their health is pretty long that like they'll last a while. They might actually take out a couple people before they go down. But then that ran into that exact situation where it's like, oh, I don't have enough blood hits for that move. Shit. And so then I basically, and at that point, I basically just had to go and fight it out because I didn't really have any more options.
Yeah, yeah. The combat is like it has some fun stuff there. Like there are building blocks there. They just didn't quite put it together the way where it really feels amazing to do all that stuff. Because that was my big thing too. Was like, okay, like some of these abilities sound cool, but they seem really situational, like you said. Mm-hmm. I'm lazy when I'm playing a game, so I want to have my build and just do whatever I'm doing. So like I didn't find myself playing around with a lot of stuff. I would just go, yeah, this seems like the optimal route for what I'm doing. Like I would like the time stop and the knife hand, because I'm just half the time I'm just running in and just fucking punching people. Like stealth be damned, I don't care.
Did you get that multi-punch one though? That one's fun.
Oh, I didn't mess with that one. No, I did get it. I got all of them by the end of the game, but I did not mess with that one.
It's pretty good, but
I believe it.
But I tend to agree, and like one of them I was really excited for because it's like a come hither ability to get them to like, you're like, ooh, you're gonna seduce them to coming towards you, but it still sets off the same suspicion of everybody else. And it's like, I used it once and I was like, that's pointless, right? Like that doesn't do me any good. It's still, because my whole thing is like, I want to stealth as much as I can. I want to keep them like unsuspicious as long as I can, but it's just not set up that way. And I do think that is a fault of the like AI programming that they didn't. It feels like a very old stealth game in that way, like very old stealth game, like 2002. But I actually do think it feels amazing. I finish encounters and I'm just cackling. Like I'm just like, good. Man, that was fucking rad. Like sometimes when it does explode into like a full on melee, and it's like I'm juking around and I'm using my abilities, and it's like, oh, you know what? Let me go ahead and shadow step behind this guy just to like do a sneak attack on him for free. Right. And then, oh, that got him to drop his shotgun. So now I'm just going to pick that up and finish him off. And yeah, it's really cool if it clicks for you, but it's also a combat system that I can see not clicking with a lot of people. Right. Hence a lot of the universal 7s out of 10s or lower. And then just like I wish that they went a little further, and I think that I wish that there was some equipment to it, and it wouldn't make sense to have like armor and shit like that. But I would like to be able to have like, you know, this is my melee weapon that I take with me. Maybe maybe depending on my build, I pack a gun. Right. But also I think a big thing is accessories, right? Like give me like some rings and some jewelry that do cool effects.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Just slightly deeper. And even then, like I wish like some of the vampire stuff was deeper. Because I know that like, I mean, it's a very long running tabletop thing, right? So I know that shit gets very deep. You know, I love to role play and I try to like role play within the confines of the game. So I've been very like judicious about not breaking the masquerade. But sometimes you'll think that you're in the clear and you go to like drain someone and then someone sees you and it's like, there's been time because it'll fill super fast, which
feels super fast. Yeah. And you're just like, oh, well, yeah.
And that's like another thing where I wish because it makes it feel like an older game, because it's like, there's tons of people making out in the alleys of Seattle in this game. And it's like, I feel that like, unless you get close enough, that shouldn't, if you're just like nibbling on someone's neck, like it shouldn't actually like fill up that fast unless they're getting closer and seeing, oh, that's not a makeout session, that's actually something weird.
That's something weird, yeah.
But it's just an all or nothing type of thing.
Pretty much, yeah. I don't even know how they would approach doing that, but I'm with you. The only like benefit down, or I guess decent part about it is like, yeah, you break the masquerade and it sucks, but like all you got to do really half the time is just run up on a roof and just chill out there for a bit and you're fine.
It's not like the end of the world. I actually did die from breaking the masquerade fully one time on accident.
Yes, I did as well.
Yeah. But what I was getting at is that I wish that like you almost had like another set of abilities that were used for like manipulating humans. Because like usually what'll happen is that the reason I'll get into these scenarios is like Justin said last time, I think when you were actually talking about it, is that there's like people that have different types of blood. There's 3 different types of blood, and they give you different experience, like blood experience basically, to unlock different abilities.
It's almost like a currency.
It is, yeah, and 2 of them are super easy to get. There's the people that are pissed off. Like, basically, you just go talk to them. They start a fight with you. You lead them into an alley until you're alone, and then you drain them, no problem.
Yep.
The people who are super horny from you, same thing.
Same thing, yeah.
No problem. The melancholy ones,
they are a bit different, yeah.
No matter what you do when you go to talk to them, they think that you're about to murder them, and they run screaming bloody murder.
Yeah.
Now, you would think the screaming bloody murder part would be the rough part.
Right.
The cops don't give a shit. Like,
no, they don't.
No, and that's another weird thing that makes it feel a little bit like dated.
I know exactly what you mean, yeah.
But they don't often run into a place that's convenient to drain them.
There's a lot of times where you're just chasing them around and hoping that they duck down an alley, and a lot of times they do.
A lot of times they do, but at that point you're so like, I need this.
Yeah.
And so then it's like, oh, we're in an alley, let's go. And then somebody sees.
There's some random there, and you get caught, and you're just like, I don't even care.
Well, I do. So what happens is...
I get it. Yeah.
So for the people that have that special blood, the longer you hold on to them, the more of that special blood that you get. Mm-hmm. But very crucially, if you break contact before you get the full drain, they're aware of what you did and they freak out.
I see.
But if somebody else has seen you doing that, you have to break contact, or it's going to be a full red breaking of the masquerade thing. But then you have a witness. And so far, the only solution that I have for making sure that the witness does not go report to the police is to tell that witness, hey, KYS. But I wish that I had an ability to be like, these aren't the droids you're looking for. Or, seduce them to coming over here. And maybe we have a three-way suck fest.
I definitely thought that there was would be more of that type of thing, right?
Yeah.
For that exact scenario. Like even for the melancholy thing, like you would think that like come hither ability or whatever would like help with that sort of thing, right? Like,
yeah, or have like some mental abilities where because like I wanted to glamour people, right? Like that,
right? Yeah,
and they clearly have that. You see characters use like a mind control type ability,
yes,
but you don't really have access to that, and I wish that you did. Not for like vampire stuff, but I wish you could do it on humans.
Yeah,
and I do wish that there was like a I guess they don't have this in general. I would like this for just like a combat ability. Like the possess is like the closest that you get to it,
right?
But I do wish that there was like some sort of like I love abilities that cause you to either like to make enemies like just break out into like a berserker rage and just like start fighting each other.
Sure.
Or just like command them to fight each other. Like I'm anytime that I have an option in a game to do something like that, I always take it. Like,
oh yeah.
Assassin's Creed 4, the berserk darts were like my favorite tool.
Yeah.
Just just throw that dart at that one dude. Let him go wild.
I've had some fun Skyrim illusion mage builds where I would just walk into the middle of a bandit camp and just cast like a spell called Mayhem, which would just turn everybody against each other, and it would just devolve, and then I'd just run away until the last guy was left, and that was always fun to me.
Yes.
Yeah. I totally
and
get
so
it.
that that's about what I've got to say about like the combat. I actually have really been enjoying it.
That's cool. Yeah.
But Justin,
yeah,
I feel that you undersold the story.
Well, I don't want to I really do like the story. It's good. It actually is.
So, as we've said, and I mean it's the core setup of the game is that you have like the mind of this detective vampire in your head, and that's part of like the early mystery of the game is like how did this happen. And we've kind of talked about this where like my mom loved mysteries, like that was like her favorite book genre. Yeah. She loved like whodunit movies and stuff like that.
Me too.
I didn't realize that I was into that though until very recently, like playing like Danganronpa and Somnium Files and stuff like that. But I really do appreciate like a really good mystery.
That was like my main thing throughout the entire thing. As I was like, because I when I first started, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna get that into this. And then once that aspect of the story started, I was like, oh, I really like this. Actually, this is actually really cool.
Yeah, and so there's parts where you flash back to Fabian in his past solving. It's actually double flashbacks, which is extra cool. Where he's solving multiple cases. But then there's also an ongoing mystery for Fire,
right?
That she or they and Fabian are trying to solve, and that's what I really like are the stories where it's like there's a double mystery that then kind of like links together
Starts
in some way.
Together, yes,
that's my favorite shit, and
it's good.
This does that.
It's very good.
We are going to be talking about Fabian come Game of the Year. Let me tell you.
Yep, that's going to happen. Julian and I were already talking about that before the podcast. I was like, Fabian's one of my favorite characters this year for sure. So
I'm really talking to you, the listener. Like Justin's already aware.
Oh, I'm on board.
Yeah, but dude, the whole performance is great.
Yes, he's great.
One of the things that I wanted to highlight is one of my favorite things in the fucking game. Is that Fabian has an ability where he can talk to inanimate objects.
It's great.
And when he talks to the inanimate object, it is him portraying a voice that he is ascribed to said object. And it's fucking phenomenal.
It's great. Yeah, it really is.
There's a filing cabinet in his precinct that he kind of makes up like an old timey floozy where she's like, "Ooh, Fabian, do you want to figure your way through my Rolodex or like that type of stuff?"
Right.
But the thing that had me on the floor was when he talks to a cell phone, which he doesn't like technology, and the voice for the cell phone is just like a really bad Arnold Schwarzenegger voice, and the phone is running out of juice, and at a certain point, the phone is like, "Detective." He's like, "You all right there, little buddy? Hold me." And he just goes, "Ow." And he's like, oh, I guess he ran out of juice. And, dude, like I clipped that and I posted it on Blue Sky, and I have watched it like 10 times since I made that clip. It gets me every time. This game is something really special. And again, just like last time, man, like there is something about that just walking around this really cool version of Seattle that's set around Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So not only do you have the neon lights of just like a very busy downtown metropolis, right, but you also have like the Christmas decorations up, right, and you have it's like this like freak snowstorm that you're in the middle of, which I guess I've come to the conclusion that Seattle doesn't get a lot of snow, which I just would have assumed they would. But
I don't think they do. Yeah,
everybody in the story seems very surprised. They just expected like rain, like usual. So that's pretty interesting as well. And it actually gets them around like certain things like, oh yeah, there's no cars driving around in this city because like everybody's kind of hunkering down.
I do always recall this is what I always remember about Seattle. There was snow happened in Seattle, and like they had some guy was driving around in it. And the news caught up to him, and they were like, "Sir, like it's snowing outside. Like are you know like how are you driving? Like are you okay?" He's like, and his response was, "I'm from New York. You people need to learn how to drive." And like that killed me. Like I never forgot that. So yeah, that is a thing I believe.
Yeah. I do appreciate that. Even though I live in Texas, I've traveled enough places during enough seasons. Right. That I'm pretty good at driving in just about any conditions.
Oh man, living in Utah was a fucking trip because it was all people from California who had never seen the snow, and like the light. I will never forget. It was 6 in the morning. About 6 in the morning. I had just gotten off of a night shift, and I drove a friend home, and I was heading back to where I lived, and just a dusting of snow. and a guy full blown, just like there's no cars on the road hardly at all, and just some guy just wrapped his truck around this telephone pole. He was fine. He was out of the car. I could tell he was okay. But and I know how he did it because there was like a little island, and he went to turn and tried to stop going however fast he was going. I was like, you moron, just like this was your own doing. But I was like, that was the type of shit.
You feather it.
And I remember driving on the highway, and there was just like 5 or 6 or 7 wrecks like on the way to the Salt Lake City airport from Provo, Utah, just like wreck after wreck after wreck, and it wasn't even snowing that bad. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong? And then I got the explanation. It's like people come here for college, they're from California, this is like they've never seen the snow. And they've also just been given like their first car because they were going to college. So yeah, this is what happens every time. It's wild, but yeah. But
getting back to Bloodlines 2, just some closing stuff. I'm very close to the end, so I'll have like final thoughts next week as far because I know Justin, you said the ending a little weak. So
it's not what you would want. It's not what you'll hope for, like just like decision wise. Like it's a little bit of a bummer. It's not terrible. Like certain things wrap up pretty satisfactory, but like overall, I wish they would have just had like one more little like dialogue showdown with a few characters or something to really like let me like place where how I want to be and let all the decisions kind of hammer themselves out, you know? It doesn't really happen that way.
I've really enjoyed the version of Fire that I've created through like the dialogue choices, because my version is like a very and it plays into like their clan where she's very like diplomatic and understands like when to be respectful versus when to bear the fangs type of thing. And I appreciate that. Although one of the characters today was like, I don't buy you for a second. And I'm like, I'm not like, I mean the shit that I'm saying, but okay.
I think I know who you're talking. Or I think I know exactly who you're talking about too. That's what's funny about it.
Yeah.
Are they perhaps a Nosferatu?
No. Well.
Oh, okay.
So it's come from more than one.
Okay, got ya.
Yeah, but they were one of them. Yes.
Yeah.
They do not like me at all.
Yeah. That sounds right. Yeah.
One last thing that I just kind of wanted to give it some flowers for, but it's kind of funny because I was watching. So I will say that, like, performance wise, like, this is one of those rare games where even I notice issues where I'm just like running around the city sometimes, and I'll go to turn my camera and it's like, whoa, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, it just stutters out and it does some wild shit.
And that's on performance mode on a PS5 Pro, so I can only imagine, you know, playing it on base PS5 or in quality mode.
Yeah, I was playing on Xbox Series X, and it was like all the time. I kind of got used to it at a certain point. I was just like, yeah, sometimes it's going to do some wild shit, and it's fine. Like there was
it's only when I'm walking around, so it's not. It hasn't been a problem that is like cost me like combat.
No, yeah, I only had it crash one time, I believe, and I can't remember when it did it. It was like it was going into dialogue or something like that. It saved like right before it. It was no big deal. And I always remember exiting the Grand Hotel, the hotel or whatever. Every time I would exit that, it would like pause for a bit and then like teleport me outside. And I was like, okay, that it seems I have a little trouble with this transition here.
I forgot one last big criticism before I get to my last like big praise.
Yeah.
Justin, this is one of my old man gamer things that I will not let go.
Okay.
Games should not be able to pass certification unless they have the ability to make a hard manual save.
God, I know.
This game only auto saves.
Yeah, I know.
Right? And it
oh God, I know.
The checkpointing is a little weird.
Yeah.
But this is what happened to me.
Okay.
So when I actually did that accidental like full breach of the masquerade and I died, what the game does is it brings you back to your last checkpoint, but it deducts 150 of each of the blood currencies.
Sure.
And I was saving up for something, and I was like, I needed that 150 melancholic blood.
Right.
Fuck this. And so I went to go load a previous save.
Yeah.
But for the way that like it displays the files is weird, because when I went back to the actually this might have just been because of like a weird checkpointing thing. I'm not sure, but the previous save was all the way back about an hour where it was right after my last major mission and I was talking to the Prince of Seattle.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck that. And so then I quit out, and then I tried to load another save, but it saves there every time that you reload it.
Yeah.
So it kept copying over shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck it, I guess I just lost an hour. And it was actually like a pretty tough mission that I had saved over.
Right.
That shit
that
stung.
hurts. Yeah, that hurts.
That is egregious.
Yeah, I know. I'm right there with you. This checkpointing in that game is really weird, and the inability to make a manual save is just nuts. I don't know.
This is the type of game where you want to fuck around and find out.
Yeah, right.
And you can't.
You can't.
You can't make a hard save before you fuck around.
Yeah, you can't do the fun Baldur's Gate, like, let me go see what happens if I do this type shit. You know, like I really like that about, you know, I get what whenever a game does that, I'm always like, I get what you're going for, right? You want me to like really commit to my decisions and think about what I'm saying and all this stuff. I understand what you're going for, but like, just let me do that on my own. If I want that to be my experience, then I'll do it. I'll play the game like that. Like, no, I said that, and then we're gonna live with it. Like, instead of just let that be up to me. Let that be up to the player, not really up to your.
I would actually be totally fine if it was like we want you to be committed to your decisions, and so we're gonna do like the FromSoft thing where we're constantly saving in the background. Yeah, but crucially, in a FromSoft game, I can still make a manual hard save before I leave to make sure that it's there. Right. At least in that scenario, I understand that all sales are final, and I'm playing the game that way. But yeah, here it feels like it's like, well, I'll just roll back to another save, and it's like, no,
yeah,
because you have no idea when it
was. Yeah,
because you'll see the save icon, but for whatever reason, when I went to go load that last save, it was not where I remembered seeing that checkpointing thing. And I guess it's because like maybe it's like it's a temporary checkpoint during a mission.
I think that might be it. Yeah, it's tough to say. Yeah,
but even so, it still should have saved after I completed that thing.
It's a mess. Yeah, man, I remember that's a complaint I had too. I remember thinking that a few times, but yeah.
And it's not just this game. I've seen it in other games.
There's one other one.
The manual save is going the way of the dodo, and I think it's a mistake.
I hated that it wasn't in Expedition 33 too. Like I hated that.
Yes.
I hated that it wasn't in there. Like it's like why not? Why can't I just do that? Like even if you put save points, like if you want, or like hey, every time you get
totally fine with a hard save point, old school style.
If you get to one of the expedition signs, you can hard save. I'd be like, cool, awesome, that's totally fine, no big deal. Or you have to go to camp. That's a-okay. As long as I can do it, we're good. But like no, you just can't. Bit of a bummer.
So that is a criticism I have of it. But then my last like really big bit of praise before we move on is I really love the direction of the main like big story moment conversations.
Yeah.
I think it reaches cyberpunk levels of like making you kind of feel like you're there, but combined with like the first the Mass Effect trilogy of like, you know, cutting between the NPC and your character, but not always cutting to like the same camera angle and stuff like that. Like it's doing some cool shit. Yeah. And you combine that with that really moody lighting that the game's got going on, and it gives it a look and a style that I really appreciate.
I agree. I really liked the conversation stuff going on in that game. I thought it was really well done.
Talking to Lou Graham in her penthouse is always a delight.
There's something always like foreboding about it too. Like just the lead up to it is really cool. Like
especially because of the way you first go there, right?
Yeah, you're just like, oh god, something's gonna happen when I walk into here, isn't it? And it's great. It's really good.
Yeah. Phenomenal game. You know, I hate to talk big hyperbole when I'm in the middle of a game. Right. But right now I'm like, okay, so this is like reaching for the tippy top of my list the year so far.
There you go. Yeah.
So I don't know where it's going to ultimately fit, but it's way higher in my view than I was like, okay, like I should probably check this out because it seems like it's kind of my jam. Like I know it didn't review it reviewed fine. It didn't review great. Right. But I'm like, but sometimes, right? Like and also, that's the last thing I want to tell you, Justin. Okay. Because I know you really loved this. Well, I mean, I know you really enjoyed this. Sure. I would recommend, especially because of Kim, if you don't play it yourself outright, you should take a closer look at last year's Alone in the Dark.
Okay. Yeah.
Because vibe-wise, especially if you play as, well, yeah, because Carnby's the detective, and I didn't play as Carnby. Okay. So you might want to play as Carnby because he is the detective. But it's got, like, the setting is reminiscent of the past parts of this game. But then also just, like, the ongoing mystery of stuff besides the horror element of it, I think is really well done. It's got that like noir vibe, and it does some pretty cool, inventive shit. It's not just like the generic survival horror wannabe game that I think people like panned it as. Like I thought it had some pretty like novel stuff going on with it. So that might be worth another look-see for you. If for sure you hadn't before. Yeah. But that's it for me. I've got one other story, but we can talk about that later.
You got one other story. Okay, I guess I'll save my one other story for when you have one other story, and I'll talk about video games. Playing wise, what have I played? I have been playing Deity II still.
Yay.
Not bad. It's not a bad game. I definitely am not as high on it as you are, but I think I still like it. Mm-hmm. I'll put it like that. I think where that game sort of annoys me sometimes is its lack of quality of life stuff every now and then. Like when I make a save in the middle of a battle, I just want it to save and not boot me out to the title screen sometimes. Because sometimes
I never even tried to do that. I didn't know it does that.
Yeah, you can make a battle save, right? And it'll save, and then because there was sometimes I was like, I feel like this is a risky move, but let me save real quick, and it boots you out to the title screen. I was like, that's really kind of annoying, and it loads right back up, but it just kind of kills the flow.
That almost seems like this is how they did it on the DS, and it's like, yeah, because that's how the DS had to do that. It's not a thing to want to emulate.
Yeah, it's odd. Yeah, it's just a little odd. Trying to think of some other stuff that's kind of like annoyed me here and there. I think sometimes it's a little like certain like bonus objectives are a little unclear every now and then, because like there was
sometimes you gotta hunt in the battlefield to see what you're actually supposed to interact with.
And sometimes it's like some certain terrain has like negative consequences, which is fine, but like it also like all looks the same, and the text that describes it is very small, even on a giant TV. And I'm like, I gotta like squint to be like, oh, that I shouldn't stay there, that's not a defensive place to go. Okay, got it, understood. But like today I was playing a mission where there was like I was in jail, and I had to break these other guys out of jail.
I know the exact one you're talking about.
Yeah. And I was like, okay. And it was like save ally or escort allies to safety. I was like, okay, where is safe? Where do they have to go? And then eventually like I figured it out, because I was like, okay, well, they're all going this way, I guess I go with them. And that was where I went, and it was fine. But like, still, I was like, I maybe would have done this differently had I known where they were supposed to go.
It's also extra weird because like, there's people in cells where you start, and when you like open their cells, they just stay put the whole battle. So that makes it extra confusing, because it's like, well, am I not doing something that I'm supposed to be doing? Is this the one where I have to like pick them up and carry them? But I agree. It's
a little awkward at times. For the most part, I think it's a very, like, I don't mean this to sound degrading or anything. It's a very competent Fire Emblem type game. Like they nail
made by a very small team.
Which I highly respect. And I'm with you on the voice acting delivery a lot of the time. There's been some times where I'm like, oh yeah, no, that they really went for it.
Yeah, there's a very natural conversational element to it. The way that like the lines flow together, that feels like I'm sure it wasn't done this way, but to me it feels like they were in the same room together while they were recording the dialogue.
I have to agree for the most part. I'm still not like head over heels about the story. Like I really find it a little like I've seen this before and I kind of know where we're going type thing. But it's fine. Like, and I really do respect that a lot of the actors went for it. It is really funny in that Fire Emblem sense where it's like, there especially like I think it was a couple days ago. There was like one character that I was like, where the fuck have you been? Like they just showed up out of nowhere. And I was like, what? Like out of nowhere, this character is suddenly somewhat important. You haven't been here since the beginning of the game, ma'am.
Especially since this game doesn't have permadeath. Right. I would have expected more of the characters to have a say in cutscenes, because you'll see them. Sometimes you'll see their sprite in the cutscenes, but they don't say a peep. And again, Saxon, whenever he's not talking, I'm like,
right.
It felt like you were the guy, man.
Right. Yeah.
And you're not the guy. It's weird.
It's a lot of the times it felt like different writers wrote every like little couple chapters or whatever. Like, I'll write this part, and then like you if you want to use stuff from my stuff, you can do that. But if you don't, it's okay. Because like it feels like characters show up, they're important for like a cup of coffee, and then they never come back again. And then when they do, I'm like, wait, okay, I guess they're important now. All right, cool, sure, that's fine.
So to that end, I will say that the story didn't really like start to click and then like compel me until like the last quarter of the game.
Okay.
And then ultimately, like when I got to the end, I was like, no, I actually really do enjoy the story.
Okay.
But like I had said, like, because I was expecting it to go in certain ways,
sure.
and it's like, oh, it's not going in that direction.
Okay. Sure.
And but in like a not, it was weird because it was like, but it feels like it should go in that direction, right?
Yeah.
Like this actually makes like a lot of sense, just like thematically and this way and that way. And it's like ultimately, like I really enjoyed it, but I think because I kept second guessing it like almost every chapter, it kept me from like kind of enjoying it for what it was until I was like, oh, okay, I see what this is now. Okay. Gotcha. And then I was like, okay, no, that was actually like really, really solid.
Yeah.
It's not like,
it's
stellar or anything.
No, it's nothing
not,
you're going to be like,
tactics.
Yeah, it's nothing you're going to be like, holy shit, everybody needs to stop what they're doing and just for this story. It's completely, I dare say, competent. It's a totally fine story as far as these things go.
But I think for me, like the core characters and kind of where they go, that's kind of what does it for me. And I do
have some growth for sure. Yeah,
I do wish that some of the other supporting characters had more to do because, like, I really enjoy it. Like, I do like the Bond conversations. Like, I don't know if you've been using like Zuhair and Benji a lot, but
Zuhair, he's the guy, the monk guy with the no shirt, just refuses to wear a shirt.
He's like an axe wielder.
But he is like sleeves but no shirt.
He sans most clothing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I haven't been using him a whole lot. I've been using Benji a pretty good amount. But
those conversations were great because Zuhair is like super gay and super into Benji.
Right.
And Benji is just super dense.
Right.
And that whole thing is like the whole evolution of that conversation.
That's pretty fun. Yeah.
Structure was great.
That's pretty fun. Yeah. My MVPs so far have been Eve, like the thief girl.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I can march her into the middle of just anything right now and nobody can touch her and she will crit almost every single time. I'm just like have her set up just insanely right now. It's wild.
There's a term in MMORPGs known as blink tanking.
Yeah.
Where you're not because it actually was in Final Fantasy 11 because like when they released the ninja job, like the ninja had this ability they would use like ninja tools to do Utsusemi, which was like this, it would give them 3 shadows that would take damage in their place.
Yeah.
But it was supposed to be a damage dealing class that, you know, if things went bad, Utsusemi, get out of the way of the damage and then keep going. But then because you had the dual job system, people started being like, no, every tank must be warrior ninja. Yeah. Because then you could blink tank, or actually, no, it would go the other way around. Sorry, ninja warrior.
Right.
And so ninja became like the primary tank of Final Fantasy 11.
Interesting.
But it's because they didn't take damage instead of having to have damage that needed to be healed.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, that was Eve for me. As I was just like, oh, she's my blink tank. Like I can put her in the front line with Benji and Gwyn.
Yep, that's what I do. Yeah, pretty much. It's got some stuff. It really does. It's fun.
Yeah. Some of your others though, because I was curious about some of your MVPs. Because I'm wondering if we're making the same decisions, because so far we have been based on what you said.
I've been using her, the elf archer girl. She's pretty good. Yeah, she's been like, she's just basically just one shots just about everything. The main girl, Gwen, I mostly have hers just like a second Benji, but like, so I just march her into places and she gets hit, but then like she's like that's the same class as he is. I will say this about the game that I is a kind of a criticism. I do still wish there were a little bit more options on like class selection, at least in
absolutely.
Yeah, because like really there's only like every person has like, you can be these 4 things to start with and then they can evolve into these other 4 things, and like it makes getting new characters sometimes I'm like, oh, I already have one of those guys, I really don't need this guy.
Right.
And that's kind of a turn off a lot of the time. Like there's been a few people that I've gotten, I'm like, I don't think I have this exact class. I could get this exact class, but I don't have this one. So I guess I'll try you out and see what you're all about. They do all have like their own little, like one unique ability that they can do, which that's kind of cool.
But sometimes and they keep
I'm like,
that no matter what you change them to, which I appreciate. Cause like Benji's self-heal it's
very good.
Fucking busted, dude.
Yeah, and like even like some of my even like the touch heal guys, I use those a lot. I actually use that one girl from like the beginning of the game who has also just disappeared completely in the story.
Valeria. I started to use her a lot, and then her damage wasn't keeping up with everybody else, and she just kind of fell off my pack.
Oh, I have her just throwing glaives at motherfuckers from way out and just healing herself. so she's doing all right.
Nice.
Yeah, she like I either do that or I march her behind the front line most of the time, and then like she'll take damage sometimes, but most of the time she'll dodge it. It's kind of 50-50. But like I have her with the touch heal, and like I said, if I'm like there's a guy way out there, I'll just I glaive throw him, and then she heals herself and it's fine.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fun. Like I do like the ability to customize your abilities and stuff like that. That's pretty cool.
It really is.
Yeah, it really is. It's got some stuff. It really does. It's a very
I think if they get to make a Dark Deity 3, that's going to be something to watch.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, it very well could be. I really think there's people should try to make more of these, just really go in on the customization things. I really think you're gonna like that Symphony of War game, because like,
I'm looking forward to cracking into that.
Yeah, that game, like the customization in that game is like, so I loved it. Like it because you're not doing just individuals, you're doing like your own little troops and shit, and like it's there's something about it. It's really fun. But yeah, this game's, again, I don't mean this to sound insulting. I think it's very a competent Fire Emblem game. It really sets it. That's what it's going for, and that's what it does. I definitely am gonna finish it. Not sure how I'll ultimately land, but like I feel very middle of the road on it. Like I'm like, yeah, no, it's good, and I'm having a good time playing it, because if I wasn't, I would have stopped a long time ago. But like, and I don't mean to insult you when I say this, I almost put it in kind of the same place as I put like a Fire Emblem Engage, where I'm like, I kind of like, I'm having a good time with this game, but it's by no means like phenomenal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
no, I get it. I think for me, it sits above Engage and Fates, but below Three Houses.
That's fair. Yeah, that's totally fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I actually didn't finish Fates. I got pretty close.
Yeah. I finished Fates like 3 or 4 times, because
you played them all.
Yeah, I enjoyed just like getting all the characters and all the dumb stuff, and seeing how all those different little stuff played out. It was a dumb time, but I enjoyed it. I like, that's another one where it's like the story here is not phenomenal by any stretch, but I'm having a good time with just everything going on with it. So but yeah, it's a good game. Don't get me wrong. It is. I'm having a good time. I like, there's just certain decisions where I'm like, I don't know if I would have done this here and there. Like the save stuff is really annoying every now and then. I also got robbed of a of a bonus objective one time, which kind of pissed me off. There was one battle, and I thought it was kind of awful battle. It was the only one that they've had Fog of War on, and one of the objectives was like, don't lose anybody, and I was like, okay, cool. And I made a battle save, and I think that glitched it out, because at the end of the thing, it was just like, no, you didn't get the thing that comes with this. And I was like, but I didn't lose anybody. What the fuck? It kind of pissed me off. I tried that one because I was trying it like a bunch of times, because I would like, that's a tough objective in that one, because sometimes you just wander in and you'd be like, oh fuck, I'm just screwed. like I didn't know there was 3 dudes up here. How was I gonna know that? And also these other fucking pieces of shit are just way up ahead of me, so I got to keep up with them, and it's the whole thing. That battle was a nightmare.
And I will say, some of the battles where you have ally characters, they tend to do the stupidest shit.
They do real dumb shit sometimes.
Yeah.
There was one where like it was a challenge mission. It was just like, oh, kill more guys than the allies, dude. And I was like, wow, this is the easiest time I've ever had. They're just marching in and just getting annihilated. And I'm just like, I just clean up after them. Like, this is easy. Like, I'm like, I don't feel like you intended this to be like this, but here we are.
Yeah.
But
I will say that at least they let you heal ally NPCs.
Yeah, I've had mixed results on that. Sometimes I can, and sometimes it doesn't let me. It's really weird.
Really?
Yeah, and that might be a little bit of a glitch on the Switch 2 version, but like I swear to God, there's been a couple times where I was like, wait, I casted heal on that guy. Why didn't he heal? Like, he's an ally. That should be fine. But then today I did it and it was okay. It worked, no problem. I was like, I don't know. It's a little all over the place in that aspect. So yeah, like for every time where I'm like, yeah, I'm having a really good time with this game, there's also been like a few times where I'm just like, okay, I am really getting pissed off at this, and it kind of goes back and forth for me. But yeah, ultimately though, like I said, I've had a perfectly cromulent time with it. I think it's a pretty good game overall.
Yeah.
The other game I played that I finished, because it finally is finished now, is Dispatch.
Yes.
I finished Dispatch.
The internet is all abuzz about Dispatch.
That is surprisingly true. And I have to say, like, I really like it. I really like that game.
I'm really looking forward to diving in on it. I was going to this week, and like I said, Bloodlines 2 dug its fangs in and would not let go. I'm almost totally drained at this point.
I think it's I think it might be, if we're talking story wise, I really like Bloodlines, but like I think this might be my favorite just story in a video game this year.
Nice.
I thought it was really good. That is not to say I don't have my complaints about the game. I do. Like
I would be upset if you didn't. Like I feel that even like I can make complaints about Super Metroid, and it's my all-time game. Yeah.
Ever. No, I really like the mini game aspect of everything. I think on a controller every now and then, especially at the end, because they really go balls out on it, as you would expect, right? It's a at the end of that game, it's a very big thing that's happening, and you're doing the dispatch part of it. And like it gets kind of hectic, and like doing that with a controller, I was like, oh, they probably designed this with a mouse in mind, because like this is really like fumbly every now and then, because I'm like, okay, no, I know where I want to go, but like the controller is not cooperating with me on that aspect, and that gets a little awkward.
What were you playing it on?
On PlayStation 5.
Does it use the touchpad?
I don't believe so. It's mostly there are actually, I don't know if this was in the demo or not. I think I watched like Nextlander play the demo a long time ago for it. And I think the demo just has like a little bit of story and then it goes into the dispatch part of it, right? Like, and that's really, there are like cutscenes where it does like, you know, quick time events. Those are, and for the most part, all of them are like hit X at the right time, hit circle or something at the right time, and then also hold the trigger and move the analog stick. And I think that's most of the controls for it is just that kind of thing. It's nothing crazy.
Well, maybe... I was just going to say, because like, I will use the trackpad. Like I will, because you can, in Final Fantasy 14, you can bring up the mouse cursor, even if you're playing on console. And sometimes I will do that and use it with the touchpad for certain, basically mainly for like moving around certain UI elements. But that works really well. And so I would have hoped that they would have implemented the trackpad for that game.
If and when you play it, let me know if that works, because I didn't try it. I didn't think to try it. I don't think there is. I think it's just all on controller on there, but I could be wrong. But anyway, that part I found a little fumbly. It wasn't like the end of the world. It was totally fine. I got where I had to go. Like just every now and then I was like, I was trying to time this and I panicked or something a little too much, and now I kind of missed it, and that's whatever. The big complaint I have, like that I like actually got like mad at, like really mad at, is there's hacking mini games in there. And they start off really simple, and they're meant to be like kind of puzzly. There's one particular type of hacking minigame that I think is abysmal, and I think they should have just gotten rid of it immediately. Like I would have not done what they did. I just find it infuriating. They introduce like these like little rolling balls that will like are meant to be like viruses that'll hit you and you reset. And that's actually not the bad part. The bad part is when you have to find a frequency and it's not really clear exactly when where the fuck it's like getting better at, because you're trying to match things. It just needed to be more clear, and to me it's not clear enough. I fumbled around with a lot of those. There was a few where I was like, I feel like I've been on every fucking square of this map and I can't find it. And all this stuff is timed. So, and that's what's meant to like, you know, make you panic. Maybe I'm just bad at noticing the signs that are there, but like, I really got irritated with that shit. Like I was just like, I just suck at this. Eventually, luckily in the options, you can turn like the hacking, like attempts like to infinite or whatever, and you don't have to worry about a timer anymore. That was nice. So it's just like I just want to play like this. I don't give a shit. Because I just found that aspect really irritating.
As someone who is more miss than hit with games that have mini game components to them, I have appreciated in recent years games that come out where they're like, you can like kind of make this mini game relevant if you really want to. It's like, no, sometimes I do. Some of this stuff is not good.
I really appreciated that was there, especially for this one thing, because like what it was doing. So not to get spoilery, there was a part where it was like, hey, you only have this amount of heroes right now. You have to, but they're gonna pop up on the map, and you have to hack like their tracker's messed up, so you got to hack the tracker to find out where they're at. That's cool, but now it turned into the hacking minigame where I just described, where it would turn into a big grid, and like you would have to like hunt down on the grid while a giant rolling ball is chasing you, and you're trying to do like inputs and shit. I was like, this is too much. Like I can't do this, and it's timed. I was like, this sucks. I'm really having a bad time. And then when you fail, like, well, you don't have that hero, you didn't find him, and I was like, okay, this just feels bad right now. Like I'm turning this off for this chapter. It was just that chapter, and that was like, I believe, the last one. But yeah, other than that, one more quick complaint. There was one moment in the story that I felt like I didn't get to defend a character the way I wanted to defend a character. And that kind of frustrated me a little bit. But ultimately, in the end, it was fine because of where they were going with it, I guess. But there was like a certain point where I was just like, no, like they did a thing, and it's tough to get into without talking spoilers. Yeah. But like they did a thing because they felt like that was what they needed to do. And to me, I was like, that's what a hero does, but everybody's mad at them. And like, I'm like, why can't I defend this from this point of view? This upsets me. But you know, it's neither here nor there. Ultimately though, I think it's some of like my favorite characters of the year.
Nice.
The storyline was like great. Like I was both like just giddy. I was just like all the little like in jokes that they built all game all kind of come back around, and like I was just like, this is great. Like it was a great time. I got to like the last chapter and I was like, how are they going to wrap this up? Like it feels like we probably have so much more to go. Are they like setting up for a season 2? And then like the last chapter happened. I was like, no, that was awesome. That was really good. That was better than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, excellent. That's what you like to hear for something like that.
Yeah, really, really was. Like they could never make another one of these and I'd be perfectly fine. But if they gave me more of it, I'm totally in. Yeah, it was awesome. It was
well. It sounds like it's doing like really well for this scope of game.
Yeah,
like it sold like 1 million copies in like 2 days or something like that.
Yeah, I seen that. I was like really surprised.
And it is kind of funny though. I later on in the episode I'll be going on a little bit of a rant about like the way people talk about video games these days, but I did see people like talking about like, see, this just proved like this just proves how much of an appetite there is for like story focused single player games, blah blah blah. And it's like, I mean, it is, but when you're talking about, you know, 1 million copies of this sold versus the type of money that other stuff brings in, it's not even night and day.
It's not even a drop in the bucket.
It's like night and the next galaxy over.
Right. This is great for the scope of game that they made, I'm gonna assume.
Yes.
Right. Like,
and my thing that I've kind of been on is that like we just need to get back to having multiple tiers of games being developed by people like the larger companies, I mean.
Right.
But
budget accordingly, so you and do your thing. Like this is a good example of that. Like, you know, I think this game is really great. I think I really had a good time with it. Like I said, I was super into the story. The episodic thing from week to week, like actually maybe turned out really good for them because like it did keep people talking about it every week. Like I noticed that on Reddit a lot. Like I was like, there was a lot more like, oh, hey, people are still talking about this and like going on about like the newest episodes and stuff like that. This is the one time where I will say maybe it was right to do the episodic format.
I can see that. Like,
I know.
I'm still conflicted about it because like obviously the game was done and I kind of would have preferred to. Because it sounds like it's about an 8-hour game. It sounds like each episode is about an hour,
something like that.
From what I've seen online, and it's like, I mean, I would have rather because like my plan is that by the time we record next week, I will have finished Bloodlines 2, Dispatch, and maybe the other thing I'm about to talk about, if it allows me to. Yeah. But we'll get there.
There you go. But yeah, like I can see that it maybe worked out for him, but at the same time, like I'm with you. I really wish it would all just came out at once because the dispatch mode especially like has a certain flow to it, and like characters are like unlocking powers and shit, and I'm like sometimes I forget how they do that and or what I'm supposed to do all that. Like it's such a flow based thing that I think it kind of isn't really super well fitted to what they were going for. But like I said, overall I really did like it. Like I said, the story was really fun, really good. really funny game, like legitimately like had me laughing a lot. There's one rendition of a song that I know, and I won't even spoil what it is, that
Excellent.
just had me rolling. It was at the end of a chapter and I was dying. It was so good. It was
that's gonna be fun for me.
It's good. I think you'll love it. It's perfect. It's like perfect for the character and everything. Like, and I'd be curious to play it again with like picking different options and stuff like that. Like, yeah, the internet's love of Invisigal is insane. And that's great. That shit cracked me up at the end because there's a lot of decisions that, go towards them, and like by the end of it, like when it goes towards those decisions, it's like 80% of players picked this, and I'm like, whoa, man, I don't know if they anticipated the love for that character. 'Cause I feel
Were
like
you one of the 20%?
Oh no, I was definitely in that 80% too, because she's great. Oh yeah, like okay. I was cracking up. I was like, yeah, I don't think they anticipated people would go for her the way they did, but I'm into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like. No, it's really fun. Like I really like that game. Definitely recommend if you haven't checked it out already, especially now that it's done and you can play through the whole thing in
yes,
relatively reasonable amount of time.
Yeah, because I was gonna pick it up on Wednesday when the last episode dropped, because we ended up having Tuesday off, which I was not expecting.
Right.
And I spent most of that day playing Bloodlines 2,
yeah.
and then I was like, no, we're rolling on this.
Yeah, yeah. We had Tuesday off too. You know what? I'll just roll into my next thing. We had Tuesday off too, and as I've been saying on this show before, I've been house hunting, so we went and looked at a few houses, and it turns out we liked one of them, and so we. That day put an offer on that house, and so now I'm got to do a bunch of stuff to buy a fucking house. No, to anybody out there who is curious about how that all goes down or has lived through it before, I would just like to say I don't think there's anything that prepared me for how fast all that shit fucking happens. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, that wasn't my
and I wondered
scenario.
about that. See,
but the difference with mine is that my house was being built,
right?
So there was like a lot of shit that was like I had to wait on before certain things could happen.
Right. My experience is like the house exists, it is there, and there are people that also might want it. So right. I went there and they were like, hey, if you want this, you might want to do a thing. Right now, like, because like, or pretty soon here, think about it a little bit, but like, you might want to get on it. And I was like, okay, we went home and we talked about it and we were like, yeah, we should do that. All right, let's do it. And me going like, oh, it'll take a few days before they get back to me about that. They got to think about it. Other people might,
not in this economy.
Fuck no. It was seriously like, I think I put an offer on this house at like 4 or 5 o'clock, something like that. And it got my real estate agent wrote me up an offer and I signed that shit and they sent it over there. And like 9 o'clock that night, they're like, hey, yeah, we'll do it. I was like, at 9 o'clock at night. All right, cool. This is great. It was like next day. Yeah, you're doing this. Here's what we need. Here's a laundry list of things we need you to do real quick. And I'm like, fuck. It's crazy. Yeah, it pops off really fast.
Real quick, did your realtor recommend? Because I don't know if this is required or not.
Sure.
But did your realtor recommend that you get a inspection done?
Yes.
Okay.
That is yep. That was another thing. That was on the laundry list of things to do. Yes. Like, hey, call a man and have them go there. And look
especially
at it.
with a used house, like, yes. You definally want to make sure they're not hiding.
Yeah.
Anything.
Oh, absolutely. So yeah, that's actually Tuesday. They're going over there, and then I have to meet them there at a later time. It's a whole thing. But yeah, man, it's wild.
I mean,
yeah.
Well, I won't say congratulations yet because it hasn't finalized.
Not until the fat lady sings. But it's just
but excited for you.
I can only, dude. The one thing that keeps going through my mind is I can only imagine what buying a house was like 20 years ago, because like it had to be fucking nuts. Like nowadays, like everything I do is like somebody just emails me a thing and they're just like, yeah, just go on here and this is, you just press this and you have signed this thing. Cool, done. And I'm like, this would have been like an entire like bank trip just over and over to like these offices, just sitting there like, okay, now we need you to sign this, this, and this, and it may materialize, it may not. So good luck. I'm like, oh my god, that would have been fucking insane. Now it's just
and
like
either or mailing you documents or faxing you documents, depending on if you had a fax, right? Like,
right,
that could have been an avenue, but
maybe, if you're lucky,
not wrong,
right? Like, I'm just sitting here, sitting there in between like rounds of fucking Dark Deity II, just like, oh yeah, hold on, pause real quick. All right, sign this. Okay, all right, cool. Got that done. Great. All right. Awesome. Yeah. I'm a bundle of nerves at this point, which is fun. Kim has been amazing the entire time of actually calming me down a lot of the time, because she just sees me like pacing around like, what she's like, what are you doing? It's okay. Just sit down. It's fine. Nothing's gonna, it's all okay. You're fine. Yeah. I'm like, I'm really glad I have you around because I'm panicking. But yeah, it's
a big deal, man. I mean, and then I question myself on the daily is like, man, should I have bought this place? Like, I'm
sure that'll come down the road, but like, the one I found we were both really fond of, and we're like, I could see us hanging out here. Yeah, this would be nice. Yeah, we have we have room for stuff, and it's a little bit updated and has, stuff that we've been looking for. It seems okay.
Is it a 2-story or a 1-story?
It is 1 story.
Nice.
Which was a selling point for me.
Yes, me too. I think I told you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you
did. Because like because and maybe I had the wrong mentality going into this because the reason, I'm really kicking myself now, because there was a time when I had come into like a good chunk of money,
right?
And it had been suggested to me to buy a house, and I was like, I don't want to do that because in my head, buying a house meant that's where you are. Once you buy a house, you are there.
Yeah,
that's what you are there, right? Like that's the thing.
That's it.
And I didn't want to do that. And it's like, I keep thinking like, man, if I bought a house back then, I probably actually could have lived in Austin and I'd be paying less than I am now because the market was a lot different back then.
Right.
But that's not the way I was thinking. And so when I was looking for homes, I was like, well, I don't want a 2-story.
Right.
And we were looking at places, and one of the people at one of the properties was like, so 2 stories out, huh? And I was like, well, I really worry about getting older and like falling down the stairs or something like that. Yeah. And she's like, you're really young though. This is just your first house. Don't like, and I was like, first house. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Right. Exactly. I have a slightly similar mentality. I want to go a place and just be there, and that's where I'm going to be at. That's my mentality when I do this. And it was funny. We looked at another house the same day. It was actually after the one that we liked, and we went to it, and we're looking around this place. So where I'm looking around at, it's a lot of older houses, right? It's an old place. There's a lot of old houses built in like the 20s and shit like that. Mm-hmm. So this house had a shower in the basement. It was like a metal shower, and just like kind of old and just like fucked up looking, but like it was a shower, and I'm guessing it worked. I don't know. I didn't try it.
That's where you rinse off the blood after the serial killing.
It's real weird, right? I was like, that's really off-putting. And so in the paperwork for this place, Which is why my real estate agent was like, "Yeah, we should check this place out. It seems like it might be okay." And I was like, "Yeah, all right, yeah, let's do it." It had 1.5 baths. It had one full bath and a half bath. Right, that's cool. That shower in the basement was the half bath.
Nope.
And the other bathroom was all the way upstairs. So I was like, what the fuck is the layout of this place? That's awful.
The half of the bath that you want is the place where you can poop.
Right. I agree wholeheartedly. Yeah. I'm right there with you. But no, that was not the case. Like, even if it was like, oh yeah, we got you can use the toilet, it's on the first floor, that's cool. Like, you know, like, no, anytime, and that's where all the bedrooms and shit are. That's where, like, you want to hide stuff at. It's like, so if you have somebody over to your house, you have to send them up into the abyss of the bedrooms and shit like that, and let them stumble around up there. And I'm like, yeah, that's just, none of this sounds appealing to me. And then there was another house on that street. I was like, we were kind of looking at this one too, and then we found out it was laid out like that. And we're like, no, never mind, fuck that place. That's awful. But yeah, so that's what I've been up to, and that's probably what I'm gonna be up to for the next month or so.
So what is the room situation like in this one? Because, like, I feel that, like, you probably in Ohio, on average, you're looking at fewer rooms than out here in Texas, where we've just got, you know, the wide open spaces.
Right. Yeah, it's possible.
Because I'm in a 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
Okay. Yeah, this is 3 bedrooms and 1 bathroom.
Okay.
So yeah, it's not, you know, super giant or anything, but I don't need a whole lot of shit. And all the rooms are big enough to where we can do stuff and have things, and that's really all I'm looking for. I
just worry at like having like there being an emergency and, like, occupado, and it's like, oh god. Oh.
I totally get it, but I am I don't have that, so I'm good at holding my bladder when I need to.
I wasn't talking about bladder, but you and I also have very different body makeup and like dude, there were. I don't give a shit. I'm all about TMI. I went on a lunch break this week to go grab something at a convenience store. And on the way back, something was a brewing, and I was like, oh shit. And it was like, you know, both hands on the wheel, right? Like, lock the fuck in. And then I was like, I don't think I can make it to my bathroom in the bedroom. I got to use the cat's bathroom, which I never use.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, run in there. Like, I didn't even get the stuff out of the car. I ran in, and, like, I sat down, and it was like photo finish, and I was like,
you'll have that.
Oh boy. And just the thought of, like, not being able to do that, it, like, terrifies me.
Yeah, no, it should be fine. I've lived with people for a long time, and it should be okay. So I haven't had anything like that, you know. But not to say it'll never happen, Julian. Don't never say never. But yeah,
firmly believe this is one of the best video game podcasts out there.
There you go.
By those terms. I stand by those words.
Sometimes you got to use the cat's bathroom. That's what you got to do. That's a title if I've ever heard
there
one.
You go. Yep. Yeah. There
you go. Let people think what they want to about that one. That's what I say. But yeah, that's my life right now. It's complete chaos, but nervous, exciting chaos. We'll see what plays out. You know.
The State Select is made possible through the support and funding of viewers like you. Here are our wonderful patrons.
What else we doing?
Well, before we move on to what I've got cooking, I think it's a perfect time to thank our lovely patrons.
That sounds like a thing we can do. Yeah.
As always, we appreciate all of our lovely patrons, but every week we do like to thank the executive producer tier. And this week we have 60x self.
Yeah.
Still.
Just that. Yeah. They're just them.
I see.
Yeah. We have Big Baker.
We have Addy XD.
We have Eric Peacock of Soundtracker.
We have Dr. Delicious.
We have Raymond Crumb.
We have Bill Tucker of A Gamer Looks at 40. Once again, wishing you the best. He is still working on his mental health, and it's a struggle, but I'm glad that he's working on it.
That's good. Yeah. Stay strong, friend.
Yes.
We also have Dennis Robertson.
We have Blaine Faya.
We have Matt Jorgensen.
We have Philip P.K. Becker.
We have Bookie.
We have Casey Curran.
We have David Portnov.
We have Extrian.
We have Stephen Lobo.
And last but certainly not least, we have Xavier Kreger.
Absolutely.
Thank you, everybody, for supporting the show. It means the world.
Thank you, as always.
Yes. So I was on social media today. Oh, no, actually, I was in our Discord, and somebody mentioned something about Call of Duty.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, shit. Thanks for reminding me that like Black Ops 7 came out today, because I was waiting for it.
Right.
But I forgot that today was the 14th as we're recording this.
Right. Yeah.
And I was like, and so on my first break, I turned on the Xbox and I'm like, let me go download Black Ops 7 because I would like to like play it for an hour or two after work so that I could at least talk about like initial thoughts for the show tonight.
Right.
And so I get on the Xbox and go to Game Pass. I see it there and I'm like, okay, cool. And I really appreciated that when I went to go download it, it said, okay, what parts of Call of Duty Black Ops 7 would you like to download?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, okay. I just want the campaign, please. So I unchecked multiplayer, co-op campaign, zombies, Warzone. Like I was like, I don't need that stuff.
Don't need it.
That's fine.
Yep.
And I set it to, and I was like, okay, that's what I want. Download. And I don't know if you've been noticing this or if this is just a me thing. Mm-hmm. Lately, my Xbox Series X, there's a couple things that it's been doing weirdly.
Okay.
One is sometimes I'll turn the system on and all of the Game Pass games that I've played recently, and that's really all of what I've played lately on the Xbox. It has the little exclamation mark on it saying you don't own this game.
Huh.
Because like for some reason it doesn't remember that I'm a member of Game Pass
Ultimate.
Fun.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And it's like it's been like a crapshoot on because like the only fix for it is to restart the system.
Interesting. Yeah, I haven't had any of that, but I don't boot my Xbox up all that often. So
yeah, I mean, that's where I watch YouTube. So I'm on my Xbox every day if I'm not even if I'm not playing it.
That makes sense.
But then the other thing is that sometimes it just like will either not connect to my network or disconnect from my network. And so that's what happened here is I went to go download Black Ops 7 and then the download stopped almost immediately because it was like disconnected from the network.
Huh.
And I was like, okay, that's weird. But I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter because like I have the setting where it downloads in the background when the system is powered off.
Yeah.
It goes into like a rest mode. Right. Basically, or not rest mode. It always like I have it set to where it can do stuff in the background.
Yeah, I have that same setting. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'll shut it off, and I'll come back at lunch.
Right.
So I came back at lunch, fire up my Xbox. It says that it's done. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like that's what I'm doing after work.
Yeah.
Awesome. No problem. So I get off work.
Yeah. And
I turn on the Xbox and I, start up Call of Duty Black Ops 7.
Yeah.
And I see, like the Call of Duty thing. And I forgot that because, I don't play a lot of these games anymore.
Sure.
I did play Black Ops 6 and that's the reason I was so excited for this.
Yeah.
I loved Black Ops 6.
Right.
And, so it goes through like the beginning. It's like, oh, right. Like it's through the Call of Duty app or whatever. And it's like, okay, there's Call of Duty 7. And then I go click on it and it says not installed.
Good. That's what you want.
I'm like, what? And I press the A button on it and it says do you want to install this game? And I was like, oh, well, maybe what they mean is that I downloaded it, but it didn't like install into this app for some dumb reason.
Okay, I can. Yeah, okay, sure. I can see that thought.
Yeah, like, I can see a benefit to having like this centralized Call of Duty thing if you're big into the multiplayer.
Yeah.
I feel that should be a thing just for the multiplayer.
Sure, right.
But whatever, this is what we've done now.
Yeah.
I'll deal with it. And then it's like, okay, that'll be 100 gig download that's going to take 2.5 hours.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, then what the fuck did I do earlier?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, did I download the Call of Duty app? But it says that I still have Call of Duty Black Ops 6 installed.
Huh.
So if that's still installed, then I wouldn't. And it's like, dude.
Yeah, that's weird.
Like, I am constantly astounded. Let me be fair. I don't recall if this Call of Duty centralized app was created before or after.
I think it was
the acquisition.
Before, actually.
Okay.
Yes.
So I guess I can't lay this completely at Xbox.
No.
But it does feel like everything that Xbox has under their purview.
Yeah.
Is just making the worst decisions possible for the end user.
Does seem that way a lot nowadays, huh?
Yeah, and because like I was already like planning on dropping Game Pass after we record our Game of the Year episodes. There,
yeah, as am I.
Outer Worlds 2 and this were like the last things where I was like, I really want to play these games before we start recording. Perhaps Ninja Gaiden 4 some more if I have time, but that's not a,
yeah, not a must do. Right.
Yeah. It's a nice to have. Right. But man, it just feels like every step of the way, it's just getting like worse and worse. And man, I used to think that, I used to say that Game Pass was like the best bang for your buck
it really
in the
was.
games industry.
It was great. I agree.
It's incredible how they just like screwed that pooch so royally.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I don't know. So I don't have any opinions on Call of Duty Black Ops 7 to give you right now.
Right. Fair.
Because I guess it's by now, so by now it should be done.
Right. Well, hopefully we would hope.
I spent those 2 hours playing Bloodlines 2.
There you go.
But the other thing that I wanted to talk about is I saw online that apparently Black Ops 7 has AI art used for what appears to be the achievement logos.
Okay.
And I think some of like the multiplayer badges or something like that. It might not.
Yeah.
And I just saw like the entire internet just like raking the studio over the coals and whatnot, as you tend to do when people use AI stuff. And I want to be clear. I am not defending the use of AI art.
Right.
It is a thing that I am against. It's but I have played games that have used it either because I wasn't aware at the time or because I was like, in one case I was like, I kind of want to try one of these just to see like what it looks like.
Right.
And the price to the barrier of entry price wise was very low. So I was like, try it.
Sure.
However, I do think it's a complicated issue. So like, it's a thing where, and you and I might want to have this discussion, right?
Sure.
Like, let's say that I play through Call of Duty Black Ops 7 and I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
We'll have to decide, do we want to disqualify it from our Game of the Year discussions because it does that? Or do we just like acknowledge it with the caveat? Like, do we like let it go where it goes and just acknowledge that like it's got this shit in there that makes it not as
is it like a Barry Bonds asterisk type situation?
Possibly.
Where like Barry Bonds, is the home run king, but he also did steroids, so we have to put that in there. Like, you know, just know that he was doing some shit.
Yeah. The difference being that here we know ahead of time instead of it being an after the fact type thing, right?
Right.
However, this is what I kind of want to put out there to the world, like whoever's listening to this, because I do feel that like a lot of times, especially with games that are made at large studios, people are really quick to throw the people doing the actual work under the bus instead of the people above them who
making the decisions. Yeah.
Who are making right. And so this is a scenario that I want to put out. And again, I don't know if this is what's going on, but as I was thinking about it today, this is plausible to me. Mm-hmm. So Justin, imagine you're working in an office somewhere.
Okay.
And like you get an email from your bot, from like your manager saying, "Hey y'all, like corporate, we have these new AI tools and like they'd really like you guys to use them like somehow, in your workflow." And you're like, right. And so you get that email and you're like, "Nah, fuck that. Like I don't want to use that shit. Right. It's not going to help me any." And you go about your business and you keep doing your job. And so then later on, you get another email from your manager saying, "Hey guys, like corporate is like really on us about this, like this AI stuff. Mm-hmm. Like now they want you to be using it and log what you used it for.
Yeah.
And have something to show that I can show them. And if you don't do it, there might be like disciplinary actions."
Right.
And you're like, "Okay, fuck. Okay, I'm just going to ask it some dumb questions that aren't important to my job, but it looks like I'm using it, and I'll just log that and call it a day."
Yeah.
And so you do that for a while.
Right.
And then you get a message from corporate later on that says, "Hey, we are mandating from this point forward that all employees must use this new AI tool, no matter what. Failure to do so, is grounds for termination."
Right.
And so then what do you do?
Right. Yeah.
So then maybe the what you do is it's like, okay, I'm being forced to use this shit that I don't want to use.
Right.
Where can I use it in the least impactful place possible?
Which is probably where if you ask me where the least impactful place possible was, it's exactly the place where they used it at, right? Like the achievement art and stuff like that.
Yeah, and like some weird like multiplayer shit that you probably don't look at very closely.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, let me be even further clear. I also don't know how visible the stuff besides the achievement art is. Mm-hmm. I can tell you for free that I don't pay attention to achievement art 9 times out of 10.
I think the only achievement art I ever paid attention to, I think, was Street Fighter 6, because that like came with like cool art and you could use it for the background on your Xbox. And I got,
and you can do that for any achievement.
Yeah. But like that one came with like one of them had a Chun-Li art, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll use that for my background. That's awesome."
Right.
And I think I still have that as my Xbox background right now. So that was like, that's the only time, Julian, when I've really actually ever paid attention to it. So yeah.
And that's kind of what this smells like to me, is because don't forget, Microsoft, who is over Xbox, and I do, we're going to get into it in the last episode of the year, talking about what the fuck's going on over there.
Yeah.
But I am of the opinion at this point that there is Xbox and what Phil Spencer wants to do.
Yeah.
And then there is Microsoft and what they want to do. And those things are not in alignment.
Yeah.
And Microsoft, capital M, has gone in like full bore on the AI shit.
Yeah.
And we've heard reports about them mandating employees use it, right?
Yeah.
And I can see a scenario where someone at I think Treyarch did this one where they're like, "Fuck, man, well, like I don't want to lose my job." Right. And there's like a powwow where it's like, what can we do that where we have to use this, but where is it gonna like have the least amount of impact on our creative vision, like our artists, and whatnot. And it's like, and the achievement guy is like, "Look, I'm already swamped with like other shit,
right?
So we can do that. Like that'll actually like be like one thing off of my plate. I don't give a shit, right? And at least we have something to show for it,
right?"
Again, I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm not excusing the use of it.
We're not. Yeah,
I'm
we're
just
not,
saying it's a plausible scenario to me.
That makes sense to me. Yeah, it's not always like a studio decision. The powers that be have to be. They demand a blood sacrifice from time to time, and one must provide it from time to time to save one's own blood. So the scenario you lay out is probably pretty accurate, at least in my mind. Now, we don't know for sure. We absolutely
don't. And if it comes out that like someone tracks like, like we're all in on it. It's like,
we
okay,
really
well, fuck
love
you
this.
guys.
We
like,
really think it's great. Then fuck that. That's awful. But if you really look at and connect the dots, like that scenario does make a lot of sense, because it seems to be the higher ups that are real into the AI shit right now and really riding the wave and wanting to cut whatever they can to use for this thing. And a lot of that stuff is biting them in the ass here and there, and a lot of that stuff will probably come back to bite them in the ass down the road, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
That's neither here nor there. We're at the now, and sometimes people have to do what they have to do to keep a job. I totally get it.
And let me be clear, like, I still intend to play Black Ops 7. There is other things that I have heard about it that make me think that there are other decisions that were made that will directly adversely affect my enjoyment of the game. It sounds like you can't pause it in the single player campaign.
That's weird.
And it'll disconnect you if you go idle, which means that there might be scenarios where like I'm going to lose progress because I had to poop.
Oh, good.
So
that's what you want.
We'll see. And that, again, that sounds like one of those like corporate overlord mandates that's like, why the fuck are you doing this shit?
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm like, y'all are speed running failure in order to have a, like, you can't just retreat from the industry. You have to make it look like, oh, shucks, guys, we just couldn't make it. By making like the worst decisions.
Doesn't it feel like that's what they're doing right now? Yeah.
It feels like springtime for Hitler.
Yeah. Kind of.
It feels like they're doing a springtime for Hitler.
Yeah.
Which is also a good title for this podcast.
Yeah. Springtime for Xbox. Yeah.
Yes. But I want to be clear that like I intend to play it because I still have Game Pass, and I was gonna play it, and I've already paid that money, and so it's no skin off my back. If I was going to have to pay $70 for Black Ops 7 and I heard about the AI shit, I would have not bought Black Ops 7. I would be like, oh, okay, well, that's an easy skip.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at, right?
Yeah.
But the other thing that I want to talk about, it kind of piggybacks off that. I don't know if you saw this week, Justin, but Claire Obscure Expedition 33 got nominated for a bunch of like indie game awards.
Okay.
This week.
As would expect, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Right.
You have the whole thing coming out again, like you had with Baldur's Gate 3 with, oh no, this isn't what an indie game is. And it's like, well, what is an indie game? And it's like, it's vibes, man.
We can't,
like,
God, I
because
hate that.
because they have a big team and they spent millions, and it's like, but they're independent, y'all.
Yeah.
And so here's, and I saw an article today that said like, well, it used to mean that, but now it means vibes. And it's like, okay, but the difference between being independent and being part of a corp is that the corp people are being forced to use AI shit in their workflow, where the independent people can say fuck off, which is
we're gonna make we're doing our own thing.
Yes, it's why Sven from Larian got to stand up on that Game Awards stage and be like, hey, industry, fuck you, basically.
Yeah.
Like, let the creators create, right?
It doesn't mean an indie game can't be game of the year. It totally can. It's just like a different
and it doesn't
thing.
mean an indie game can't be like a big project, right?
Yeah.
But
it's not. The games industry is way different from when the indie game scene started to happen. You know what I mean? Like before, when you were an indie game, you were taking a big risk, and you were doing probably something a lot smaller scale because that was what you could afford, and so on and so forth.
I would actually maintain that, like, because the indie game, like, it's different, right? we didn't start using the term indie game until like Braid and shit like that came out.
That's what I mean. Yes.
But in the industry, there were independent studios it was because they weren't owned by like a major publisher or anything like that. They would make a game and then they would try to secure a publishing deal with someone to distribute
it.
Yeah. And the difference was that eventually you were able to self-publish through certain means, which sometimes I think for like the consoles, they should probably roll that back a little bit. It would clear up a bunch of shit on all of those storefronts. I'm just saying. But that's neither here nor there.
Right.
I understand. Like I am one of the biggest proponents of definitions change over time and the industry changes. Right. And I want to, this kind of goes into the other thing that I wanted. Well, no, that's for another place.
Unless awards plate things want to really define what an indie game is. So like if we want to go, okay, it's vibes. Okay, well, what does that mean? We can't. We need specific criteria. You know what I mean?
Is it specifically a small team game? Right. And in that case, what's the size of the team?
What's the size of the team? That's
going to change over time.
Right. That's what I mean.
Like, well, I mean, it's hard to say because I'm still the mindset that I feel that like as tools get easier to use and engines get easier to use. Cause I keep thinking it seems to me as a layperson that like the stuff that like Unreal Engine 5 allows you to do should theoretically allow smaller teams to make their games look like they were made by a big team.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. And that's part of Expedition 33. People are very, we don't, well, I guess you can look at the credits, right? But it's hard to say, well, no, because I remember the credits being shorter than I expected for a game of that caliber.
Right. Yeah.
We also don't know, did y'all not credit your contractors?
Yeah.
Right?
It's hard to say.
It's hard to say. But it did seem to me like a game that was punching above its weight class because of the engine that it was on, and also because of some smart and efficient decisions that they made where it's like, oh, I can see where you cut the corners, but you disguised those cuts really well.
Yeah, really well.
Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's an ever shifting thing, but yeah, like if it doesn't go that way, where teams are able to get smaller and smaller, and it kind of shrinks, which is what I would like to see ultimately, then yeah, it's gonna, like, the idea of a small team is gonna change, where maybe one day 150 people on a team is the small team.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And is that still an indie game?
Right.
Like.
Yeah, I think Expedition 33's biggest award snub to me was that I think it was the Grammys. They have like a video game music category, and it didn't get nominated even. And I was like, "What the fuck are we even doing?"
Are you shitting me?
Yeah, no, I'm not. And the theory is that it didn't even get nominated for the award. The theory is that they only focused on American studios. And because they were French, that they didn't get included. But even I was, but still, I'm just like, my mind is blown by that. I'm like, that's like the best music of the year. What the fuck are we doing? Like, that's insane.
You get to that Act 2 boss.
Oh man,
and it's like, yeah, you're the dude from that Maxell commercial.
Yeah, that
from like the 80s.
Music in Expedition 33 is quite good. It is very good, all the way around. Yeah.
Also, I realize I've been tooting the horn a lot this episode, but soundtrack in Bloodlines 2 is really fucking good.
It's not bad. It's something that I kind of want to buy and just kind of like chill to in the background. It's got a vibe to it. I will give it that. Yeah, 100%. I will give it that. Yeah. But yeah.
But that's kind of what I was
just gonna say. It's good talk.
I wanted to post on Blue Sky my thought about my theory about this, and I was like, it requires way too much nuance for this platform. People are gonna like come at me with like the wrong assumptions. Oh no. I have a podcast.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm right there with you on that. That's a very likely scenario for an explanation for what happened there. 100%.
Yeah. And again, fully willing to say that to completely.
Oh yeah, if more
if it turns out that this isn't the
new
scenario,
information comes out, then that throw all that out the window.
I'm not going to dig my heels in.
Yeah,
I can just see that being the where these poor like designers were stuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's kind of what I wanted to conclude with is like. People really tend to forget, like that's the other thing about the indie versus like big studio thing is that like people are very quick to forgive people that work for a small team or an indie studio. But if you work for like an EA or an Ubisoft or anything like that, they don't care. Like they will not give the people that are like in the trenches making the games any benefit of the doubt.
No.
Like, do you not think that like there are very creative people at Ubisoft who want to do some different shit?
Yeah. I mean, Expedition 33
they used to be allowed to.
Expedition 33 is a good example of that because I think didn't they work at Ubisoft or whatever?
They did. Yeah.
So
and again, and my thing too, right, is that even within that structure, if you look carefully at the games that are produced, you can still see it's like, oh, that was a really cool thing. Yeah. Right? That was a really cool quest, or that was a really cool mechanic that I wasn't expecting.
Every once in a while,
I would say most games that I play that are of the AAA category.
Yeah, I agree.
Tend to more often than not have some really interesting shit that they're doing in there, but people just paint them with the same brush because it's a big budget game, and it's like
you must rage against the machine.
I would actually like to, if we could, Justin.
Okay.
Instead of raging against the machine, can we go to space?
We can.
I'd like to go out. I'd like to chill in space.
We can unrage in that machine. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah. Hold on.
I'd like that.
Hold on. I'm gonna smoke on the way up if that's okay.
Sure. I mean, it's your spaceship.
Yeah.
It seems ill-advised, but
no, it's fine. No, Bromo does it all the time. He takes it out and test drives it every now and then. I think it's fine.
Right.
No,
we haven't been in since the last time.
Yeah. Don't let science hold you back from making a decision. Anyway, here we go. Oh, we did it.
That was a very calming, like trip in silence. Like usually like we're kind of chit chatting or shooting the shit, but that was kind of a nice, just like.
Well, the smoke adds to the atmosphere, Julian. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm in this helmet, so it's fine.
Right. Exactly.
It's odd that I'm in a helmet and you're not.
Yeah. No. It's
Don't question it.
Yeah.
Not that anybody's hearing this because we're just out in space.
I mean, you don't really need the helmet because like the ship has air. Fine.
Oh, that's true. I can take this helmet off.
Yeah.
Okay, that's better.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
This is kind of cramped in here, but it's fine.
It's okay.
It's fine.
Just imagine it's like being in the office of the smoking man from the X-Files, and there you go.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm aware of the reference, but I've not experienced it firsthand. But it's fine.
Same. I've never actually really watched a lot of X-Files, but I do know that was a character. Yeah.
I think I've seen 2 episodes. I saw one where Mulder was convinced that there was I think it was the Lake Champlain monster.
Okay.
For the whole episode, and then they decided that there wasn't, and then they left the lakeside, and then the monster came out of the water, and I thought that was pretty nifty because I'm a Loch Ness guy.
Right.
And then I saw the one where there was the guy at the arcade. I think it was Giovanni Ribisi playing that character.
There you go.
That would do weird. I think he could control electronics or something like that. I think those are the only ones I've seen.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
What to talk about in space? I don't even know. Trying to think here. I've been real into Alani energy drinks. Have you ever heard of those? They're good.
I haven't.
Yeah, they're good. They're they're sugar free. I'm not drinking one right now, which maybe a telltale sign, but I think they're really good. I normally don't like sugar-free anything, but every flavor I've had of Alani is pretty good, Kim sold them to me by telling me that all the influencers are into them, and so I expected it to taste like absolute garbage when I tried it, and I was like, you know what, this one time they might be onto something, those influencers.
I'm legit stunned. I thought that you always went against the influencer pack.
I thought so too. I was like, oh man, I can't wait to fucking rake this over the coals. And then I tried it and I was like, all right, I hate to say it, this is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And then when I bought one at a grocery store, I was like, I had a nice discussion of like, oh, have you had this flavor yet? I'm like, I have not had that flavor yet. Like, it's a whole thing. It's a movement, Julian. It's an energy drink movement, and you got to get on board, or not. Don't do that.
No, I really shouldn't. I
probably not.
Like,
no, don't do
I
that.
know that I shouldn't drink energy drinks.
Yeah, probably don't.
Sugar free or not.
Yeah, probably don't.
I did see a thing, like apparently like Pepsi's betting on like prebiotic sodas, and like they're rolling one out where it's got like 5 grams of sugar, and I'm like, that's not a lot of sugar. That might actually, like, because there's times when I really want like the real deal,
right?
And it's like that might actually like satisfy that particular craving in a way that wouldn't like kill me.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Or accelerate my rapid demise, but
right. Right. I understand.
Yeah. Indulged a little too much this week.
Yeah, well, we all have those days.
Yeah.
I forgot my own name this week. That was fun.
Please tell me it was at the place where you had to tell people your name for actual like document, like to prove who you are. Tell me it was there.
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't then. Okay. It was after, because I had, okay, so when I told the story about doing all the running for the money order, that was to go give real estate agent.
Yes. That makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
So I got there, and they were like, okay, so we're gonna write out we'll get your receipt here. You know, you're doing all good. And then my real estate agent came out, and they were talking to me, and I'd already done all this running and all this like panic shit because I had to be there by 5, and I don't get off of work till 3. So I had 2 hours to get like 3 places done that like could go either way. I had to go to the fucking like state BMV or whatever, and that's a coin flip. I don't know how that shit's gonna go. I like I could get there and there could be 30 people in front of me and I would be sitting there for an hour. So like I'm like, but like, oh shit, this is the whole thing. So like I'm getting there, I'm like, oh my god, thank God we did all this shit. We made it in time. This is awesome. Like that's all that's going through my head. And they're like coming out and like, oh yeah, just make sure, like next we're gonna do this and this and this. And I'm like, and then they go, and what is your name? And I'm like, what is my name actually? And like then everybody just started laughing, and I was like, yeah, I'm. They're like, well, yeah, you're clearly frazzled by everything. I'm like, it's been a fucking week right now. I'm gonna tell you that right now. But I did eventually remember it. I'm Justin Ham. I do remember that. That's good to remember.
It's extra funny because you literally say that like every Friday for
that's how like
frazzled.
My frazzled brain was. Like I was just like, oh thank God, we did it. We actually did it. Because like the entire day up to that point I'm like panicking. Like I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be rough. I just have to hope all the pieces fall into place. And I did it with like time to spare. Like it was amazing. But like oh man, what a ride. Okay. Oh, buy a house, kids. It's a fucking trip.
They can't.
I know. I'm sorry. I didn't do it.
That's the other thing I think of when I'm in this house. Like, you motherfucker, who do you think you are? Like, you don't even have a family. You're just here in this house by yourself.
I know.
And then you drive in your neighborhood and you realize, oh, there's nobody else in this neighborhood that's by themselves.
I know. Oh, I know.
And then you realize that like if shit pops off in some weird way, like they're coming for you first because like, well, that guy is always by himself and he doesn't say much.
You gotta, Julian, what you need to do is you gotta stand out in the lawn from time to time, just maybe half hour a day, and just stare at people who might touch your grass, like they might, step on your lawn or something. And you just have to become that guy.
They do all the time.
Oh, see, get out there,
Yeah.
Julian. Get out there and put a stop to it. And then you'll be the like, that's the guy that always yells at us about the grass. Like, he's an asshole, but he's fine. So that's how you do it.
Oh, right. I'm being seen, and they at least right.
They know your character.
I'm not.
He's
I'm
a
not
jerk,
being
but he's not
secretive.
He's a jerk, but he's definitely not murdering people. Like, he's out here yelling at people about the grass. If he was murdering people, he wouldn't be yelling about his yard. That's all I'm saying.
You're saying that I shouldn't wait until like 11:30 at night to put my trash out so that I don't encounter anybody.
You might want to start doing that in the broad daylight. Yeah.
And then I also bring the trash cans in after we record the show.
I know, man. I know exactly that thought process and that feeling. I used to do that when I had an apartment all the time. Well, then again, I worked nights when I had an apartment, but like, still, like, I always was like, man, I'm gonna be the weird guy that's just like up and out and about like 2 a.m, and I was fine with it. Like, I just owned it. But yeah, yeah.
Man, I do fear that homeowner Justin Ham like buys a boat to have in the garage, like a little canoe, and starts wearing pastels and like, being like, hello neighbor.
Oh man, so when we went and looked at that house, we looked in the garage because you look at what's there. In their garage, they hadn't emptied it out quite yet. They were still like kind of moving stuff, and I could tell like there was a girl there that let us in, and she seemed nice, and I could tell she was like in the process of like moving the stuff out of the garage because she was outside the entire time. And like, so we go and look in the garage, and like I just started laughing as soon as we opened it because there was a Pontiac what is that called? Like, it's one of the convertibles that they had. It was like from the 90s. I want to say it was like a Pontiac Sunfire or some shit.
That sounds like a thing.
Yeah, I almost need to look it up, but I'm just like, this car, I'm like, I love how this is their prized possession in here, just hiding away from the world. Like this Pontiac 90s Pontiac Sunfire is fucking great right now.
Yeah.
And now I need to look that up. Pontiac
man,
Sunfire.
I will say that like the cars of 30 years ago that we have now are not nearly as cool as the cars of 30 years ago. Right. Convertible. Does that make sense? Nobody can hear this. It's fine.
It's fine. We're in space.
Yeah.
90s. Oh boy. Yeah, that's the one right there. Sunbird. I'm sorry, I had the Suns mixed up. It was a Sunbird. That shit was killing me, man. But somebody really liked that Pontiac Sunbird, or it just didn't run anymore, and they were like, I'm not getting rid of it. And I respect that. I respect that. Yeah, that was fun. Anyway.
So this week, this week, meaning like since the last episode, right? I definitely have been I encounter this a lot, but I've been seeing it even more lately, which is the capital G gamer rhetoric around basically what comes down to, oh, they don't make them like they used to, and things were better in my day, like that type of thing.
Yeah.
And if that's truly how you feel, not that anybody's listening to this, but if I could somehow broadcast this from the ship,
sure,
I would really encourage people to really take a pause and think about what they're saying and how they're saying it, and ask themselves, do you want to be that type of old person when you get there? Because this is how that happens. Path that you set yourself on to reach that place.
Listen, you can rail against baby boomers all you want, but every generation falls into that trap at some point. It may not be video games because they didn't have video games then, right?
Right.
And a lot of baby boomers are like fascinated by video game technology. They have no idea what's going on, and when they see it, they're like, "Holy shit, that's video games now. That's wild." But like that it's always something though. It's like
always absolutely. Go watch One Night in Paris. It's a great movie about just that.
Right.
Where everybody like pining for, the time before, and then you just keep going back in time and everybody's doing that.
Right.
But I think that the cycle can be broken, Justin.
I agree.
Like, and I fight against that, right? Like, so video games is my thing, right? Are there things that I miss about how games used to be made?
Yes.
Yeah,
actually. I do. Yes.
But I actually think that games are overall of a higher quality, and there's more of them than ever to play that we could ever play, right? And I think the thing that really pushed me over the edge this week is because I saw this video and I was like, I know what this is going to be, but I have to know, because it was like, what was gaming like in the 90s?
Oh boy. Yeah.
And so I'm like, all right, let me see this shit. So I started watching it, and one of the first things this person says is, well, we didn't wait 5 years for a sequel to a game that looks and plays identically to the previous one, while showing Mega Man X, a series that even in its heyday was known for stagnation. Yeah. Right? It's like, no, we didn't wait 5 years for them. We waited about a year.
Yeah.
But like, they were I remember being excited when Mega Man X came out, because that seems different than the last 6 Mega Man games.
Absolutely.
Loved it. And then proceeded to not play Mega Man X 2 or 3 because it was the same thing again.
Yeah.
And then working in retail, and our joke used to be, oh, it's Tuesday, it's time for a new Mega Man game to come out.
That's about right.
I don't know. It just...
But Julian, you didn't have to wait for that.
You didn't have to, yeah.
I know.
I don't know, man. Like,
yeah, no, you're gonna have that a lot. You're gonna have that with like the microtransactions thing. A thing I get that one. I do.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff, but yeah,
for sure, right? But
don't get me wrong.
But again, I think it comes back to like what I was saying about people painting like all like AAA games with like the same brush, and it's like you're not seeing like the cool shit that these games are actually doing.
Right.
Is there a bit of a formulaic structure to it? Yeah, because like games are like harder and more expensive to make now, so there's certain things that they need to fall upon in order to get this cool shit in there.
And ultimately, if you're going to have that kind of budget, you do have to sell it to a major demographic, so your focus testing goes into that stuff, and it does become that kind of thing. It's a thing we need to make money on. At the end of the day, that's what we're trying to do. The video games industry, back in those days, was just like a very different thing. Like everybody was trying. It wasn't a decided thing, and I'm still saying it. It's not now either, but it never is. You never know what the next thing that's going to come out and blow up is. I'm always kind of surprised sometimes.
Yeah.
But back then it was a lot more experimental,
Well, yeah.
But no.
There's certain things where it's like, because I did say that like there's things where they have to play it safe, but honestly, if they were trying to play it 100% safe to really like appeal to the widest demographic they could, we would not be seeing as many interesting characters as we are seeing these days. So if anything, like that is a good indication of like the creative spirit working at these studios. Absolutely, that's like, no, I would like this character to be like this cool queer lady, or like this cool person of color, right? Like that stuff that because I was actually thinking about this recently. I forget what I was playing. Oh, because I did notice Bloodlines 2, and it's not a bad thing by any means, but I was like, it is very interesting to me that like most of the people that are in power are women. and that's not something that you would have seen in the past. And it's almost like an overcorrection for the past,
right?
For how games used to be. But I played through like, you know, almost 30 years of video games where it was that other way,
right?
So by all means, let's go the
other
hard
way.
the other direction for a decade
for a little
or
while.
two.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
It's wild.
I would just caution people to be like, and again, if it's legit the way that you feel, you know, I'm not here to tell you that you shouldn't feel that way, or like I will reiterate what I said like last season, which is that maybe you need to step away from video games for a little bit, or whatever it is that you're complaining about.
Your feelings are valid. All feelings are valid, but if you feel like I do and don't want to become that type of old person, right. Capital T, capital O, capital P. Yeah.
Then, you know, just keep that in mind.
This music these kids listen to, just, you know, God, I don't even know what it is anymore. It's just terrible. Listen to this. It's just noise these days.
Yeah.
That's what you're becoming. That's exactly it. Like, it's that exact type of old person. God, they just don't make cars like they used to nowadays. It's like, no, they actually make them better, because when they wreck now, the car isn't a death trap. That's a thing. Like, I've had to explain
literally
this.
A Quentin Tarantino movie about that very thing.
Yeah, I had to
like
explain
murdering
this.
people in a car like that.
Right. I had to explain this to somebody. Like he was like, well, they don't make cars like they used to. They used to be, you know, all metal and all this stuff. And I was like, well, they make them now to where, like, if you crash, the car gets fucked up, but you are okay. Like, that's the idea. Like, that's how they're structured now. Like, I mean, I'm not saying you'll never have a car thing where somebody, you know, passes away or whatever. I'm just saying it's a lot safer now. When you would crash in one of those, you know, all metal cars, the car might come out okay, but you are a ping pong ball inside of it at that point, and it's not going to go well for you. That's the design decisions we're making here. You know, say what you will. It's every generation. You don't want to be that type of old person. That's all I'm saying. You're 100% right, and I
unless you do, if you do, more power to you.
If you do, that's fine. You know, there's always going to be. You can always go back and play. You can listen to Led Zeppelin. You know, you're in for the rest of your life. Pink Floyd's not going nowhere. You can just play that on loop. It's fine. If that's what you want to do, God bless. There's always that stuff there. Or, you know, if you want, like, there's this, the lead singer of Pink Floyd split off and made his own band. You know, like, that's cool. Like, listen to that. You know, that's different because he knows music, you know, so it's similar to video games because, you know, this is like the old game that I used to play. Right. There's still new games that follow that formula, and they're there for you too. But there's also, you know, these other things that are trying to do newer, different stuff, and that it's, you know, just you know, try. Just keep an open mind. That's what I always try to do. As I've gotten older, I constantly try to do that. Because I'm right there with you.
It's a fight. Like there's times where I'm like, I'll think something that's like, no, hold on.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's really like single-minded shit.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Try to put yourself in this person's shoes. Like, okay, I can see. Yes. Right. Okay. Yeah.
I've constantly.
Not for me, but
right. I've constantly throughout my entire life listened to every generation that I've been exposed to do that thing, and I always remember people telling me, like, I didn't want to be like I watched my dad, who didn't want to be like his dad, become now his dad, and I constantly go, that's not going to be me. I'm going to really consciously keep an eye on myself to not be that type of person, because like it's not a miserable existence per se, but it's just a very closed-minded one, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And there you go.
There you go.
Can we go back to Earth now?
Yeah, that was a really good chat, and I kind of wish that had been in the show, but it's fine. It's just for you and me, man.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Sometimes we just have it's a nice little private powwow.
To an audience of none. Yeah.
Yeah.
There
each other.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's true. That's fair. All right, back to Earth.
All right.
Yeah.
Jeez, what was that?
What?
Did you hear that?
Hear what? Oh, I did a little like thing because I lit the cigarette, but you know.
No. Did you hear that?
Is that what is it? Is that Morgan?
Morgan? Hello, sis.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, shit. We landed on Morgan.
Oh no. Well.
Yes, sis. It's very painful.
Oh, hold on. I don't have a button to move the ship, 5 meters to the left.
Yeah, Morgan, I feel really bad about this, but I think you're just gonna have to bleed out.
Yeah,
and then we'll call Abramo. He'll move the ship, and then he'll get you get you out of there.
Either he'll move the ship, or we can get some of the adventurers outside to come in. Maybe one of them is very strong, and they can just give it a little bit of a lift, and then we can pull them out.
Okay. Justin, can I talk to you over here real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. One sec, Morgan. It's fine, sir. I'm not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Look, man, the show's almost over. I don't really want to. It's going to take a lot of time to go out there and like interview ask anybody in that line.
Well, I mean, we can get Abramo to do it, and after the show, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like we don't have time right now.
I know. I'm not saying right now. Yeah. I'm just saying, that's how we can. We don't have to move the ship. I don't want to move it.
No, yeah, I don't want to move it either.
Yeah, that's fuel. That's gas. We can't be spending that, Julian. That costs money.
Yeah, but we'll just let him. He'll succumb. He'll succumb.
No, I know that. We'll get the dipshits out in the hallway to do it for free. They'll love to do it. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, I'm a tough guy." Maybe they'll think they'll get an item out of it. It's a whole thing that they won't may or may not use. I don't know. I'm not the keeper of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No. We're on the same page then.
Yeah,
okay. I just didn't want to take the time now to do it.
No.
So, okay. That makes. Okay. Cool. That makes perfect sense. Okay. We're on it, Morgan. We'll be back in a bit.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Thank you, sirs. I appreciate. See.
Yeah.
See. There we go.
It's bound to happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Problem solved.
It resolved itself. We told you.
Yeah. I mean, partially.
Well, yeah.
Most of the way resolved.
We'll deal with it in a little bit.
Yeah. That's a future Julian and Justin problem.
Yeah. Exactly.
Did you have anything else for the week?
Real quick. I watched the entire franchise of Scream, except for maybe like the television series, which I randomly exists.
Television series?
Yeah, there was a television series. I didn't watch that.
Talk about a franchise I have not paid attention to.
I don't know if anybody really watched the television series, but it did exist. There's a lot of weird television series out there that like you'd be like, wow, that they made that. Okay, didn't know. The Scream one is one of those. Anyway, I watched all the movies. I will now rank the movies from worst to best in my opinion. So I think the worst one is 3. Scream 3 is the worst one. It's not a terrible movie, but it's kind of bland. I would say the next worst one, in my personal opinion, is probably the latest one, which is 6. And it's a completely fine movie. Don't get me wrong, but it's nothing.
Just got to go somewhere on the list.
Yeah, it's not. And right after that is Scream 5. Scream 5 is the one before it was Scream. It's 3, 6, 5, and then we have let's see what's after that. Oh, then I would rank Scream 2 as the next one, and then because that Scream 2 is pretty good for a sequel. It's actually not too bad. Then the original Scream, and then finally the number one spot, Scream, surprising everyone, Scream 4 is my favorite Scream movie.
Is that the untitled, or the one that's just titled Scream again?
No, that is actually Scream 5. Weirdly enough, they retitled it that way because Wes Craven had passed away before the movie got made. So it was kind of like a remake sequel type thing. But it's just Scream 5 because it continues on with everything.
I always get Wes Craven confused with John Carpenter, and I was like, wait, I thought he was still alive and playing video games. But no, that's John Carpenter.
Yes, that's John Carpenter. Yes. Wes Craven passed away in 2015, I want to say. Okay. Scream 4 is my dark horse favorite. I fucking love that movie. I did not expect to. It is the funnest one of those. It does, you kind of have to lead into it. Like, you have to watch the previous ones for it to really kick off. But I enjoyed the overall thing that it went for. I thought it was great. It had some of my favorite bits in the entire thing. And yeah, just great movie. Scream 4, nice. Surprising everyone. I went into that movie like, oh, this is like, I haven't heard much about this one. I don't know if I'm gonna like it. And then it did what it was leading into, and I was like, I didn't see that coming. It was like the one where like I didn't see it coming in like a good way. Like there's sometimes in Scream movies where they'll like reveal the killer. I'm like, I didn't see that coming, but I'm underwhelmed a lot of the time. This one I was like, I didn't see that coming, and that was awesome. Like, that is great what you did here. That was amazing. So yeah, if you've never seen Scream 4, watch the first 3 movies and then just to watch Scream 4. It's great. My personal favorite. Movie wise, that's all I've been really doing. we watched that, and we've been watching the Final Destinations. Like I said, those movies are real dumb but kind of fun at the same time. Just, man, you just turn your brain off and just laugh, like, because it's just like, how is the Rube Goldberg machine of death going to operate this time? It's just like a series of events where you're just like, I don't know what that's leading towards, but I'm sure these falling hammers on this forklift aren't leading to anything good. I don't know what they are. And then like the end, it's great.
Are there any of those movies where they set up something at like the very beginning of the movie that doesn't pay off until the very end? Because I would like that a lot. Like something teetering or something like that, where it's like, oh, that's going to kill somebody, and then you completely forget about it, and then like right at the end.
That'd be genius, actually. I don't. So far, I don't think so. So far, they all seem to really be the same setup every time. And it's a question as to whether or not they want to kill the protagonist or not every time at the end. That's kind of the going theme right now. Because they're all the same setup. Like, person is about to, get on a plane or get on the highway or go on a roller coaster, and they have a premonition, and you see the big tragic death thing that, Rube Goldberg machine of death goes off and kills a bunch of people. It's a big tragic event. They see it all happen, so you get to see it all happen, and then it cuts back to them like right before it happens, and then they freak out because they just seen this thing. Then they get all these people off, and then Death gets pissed about it. Apparently, it's a whole thing. Which my favorite part of like those movies is like the question of like, okay, wait, how are they getting the premonition? Because if Death is giving them the premonition, that's just stupid on Death's part. Why would he just tip his hand like that? I don't understand. But then I like to imagine that it's like some other force that's doing it, and like Death is on the other side, like, again, really? Like you just can't let it go. Like I really want that movie where it's just like the background characters of the Final Destination films of that would be great. We should add more Final Destination lore because that's what we need in this world. But no, that's how they all start out, and then we go from there, and then it's just figuring out the patterns. My favorite bit is actually the first movie, like, because the dude in the first movie just goes completely like red yarn insane, and it's great. Like there's a point where like a person is about to die, or a person does die, and he's like, guys, I seen it, I know what's it's just like he's just like he just figured out who shot JFK or some shit. It's amazing. It's great. And then the sequel kicks off, and it's like you can tell that the part, like, because they have a returning character in the sequel, and it's not him. And you can tell that they wanted him, but the actor probably was just like, no, I think I'm going to move on from the Final Destination franchise if that's okay with you. Because like the character that's involved, it's like, it doesn't actually make sense that they're here, but whatever. Like I said, they're just turning your brain off films. They're real dumb, but they're fun to watch. I just sit there and
Devin Sawa got too big for his britches, eh?
That's what it sounded. That's what it seems like. Because like, he doesn't,
like, really, Devin Sawa, this is all you've got going for you.
Because he doesn't die at the end of the first film. He doesn't die. And then like the way they write his character off is like, he died because like a random brick fell on him off screen. Don't worry about it. Like it's her. It's her over here. Let's just move on to that. And she's the crazy one now. It's fine. Man. It's like, yeah.
I am really jazzed that you're watching like these like crazy franchise movies before we do Fast and Furious, because right? it's going to play so well into that.
It could, yeah. I've only seen the original Fast and the Furious, so that could, that could lead to other things. Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to bringing you up to speed after you've seen the fourth in the series.
Sure, that sounds great.
You're like, okay, this is how we got here.
Yeah, right. That sounds fun. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But yeah, Final Destination. Now we're working our way through. I think we only have 2 more in that franchise. We've watched 3 of them. Tony Todd's character is a consistent character in all of them, and he's always fun. Yeah, he's the mortician guy. So that's always cool. But yeah, that franchise is just the dumbest shit at all times. It's just what kind of kooky death can we think of? And so many like scenarios where they're like, I don't feel like that would ever happen, but like here we are. Why not?
Yeah,
it's great.
I did watch one thing of note in the last week, which was Bring Her Back.
Yes.
Again, at friend of the show, John Gholson's request. And, because I'd watched Talk to Me like the week before. Not a fan.
Yeah. Okay.
And I know it was like considered like one of the best horror movies of the year and yada, yada. And I've been thinking about like I was like, okay, I don't really see it. And then I was like, oh, I bet this hits real different if you are a parent or have taken care of children. And I don't have that shit. Right. And so I'm just like, yeah, I mean, it's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It really didn't do a thing for me.
Right. Yeah. I get it. I get you.
But again, yeah, I could definitely see if I was a parent, I'd be like, oh, that was a harrowing, like, just a terrifying movie. And it's like, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Right. Yeah.
Fuck those kids. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. I get you.
Yeah.
I get you.
I was going to go see Predator Badlands, but
oh boy, stop
me if you've heard this one. I was playing Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2.
You'll have that.
And couldn't be bothered.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what the reception is for Predator Badlands, but
sounds decent. Sounds like people are into it.
That's good. That's good. Good for Predator.
I do want to see it. That's not what we're going to check out this weekend, though. With me and John. So, but I might still try because hopefully by the end of the weekend I'll be done with Bloodlines, and then I can because I was like all teed up. I was gonna watch it on my day off, the holiday.
Right.
Didn't do that, and then I was like, I'll watch it like Wednesday after work, and I looked up show times, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to this show, and I was like, no.
Yeah, you were all in.
I really need to like tell 5 to 7 vampires to kill themselves at the same time, because that's fun for me.
Yeah,
so
I just couldn't wait to talk to more filing cabinets in that game. Like that's what I lived for. I was just like, I can't wait for the next Fabian bit. Like I was just like, oh man,
don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I am always in the like ready for the next Fabian bit. Like, but I have been having a whale of a time with the combat.
Like my dream game for that game is like like I don't even need that much combat or anything. Like I just want to walk around in Vampire Detective and use all like the chatty powers and like solve the crimes and do all that shit. Like just that'd be great. I'd be super into that shit. Like, you know, like having to think all that stuff out, and that would be so much fun.
And he's so fun and charismatic too.
He really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. There's a couple parts where you resume his memories like mid conversation, and you get to decide like the punchline of a story or a joke.
Yeah, it's constantly he's constantly like on some like wild conspiracy theory thing, and
that's the other great part.
It's really fun. Yeah, I really like Fabian. He's great.
And the fact that like the whole vampire community just kind of like tolerates him.
They tolerate him. Yeah, they're like, he's here again. Great.
Sometimes you're useful, but man, like,
yeah, we keep you around, but fuck.
Yeah,
he's great.
No, yeah, he's great. Well, before we get out of here, Justin, we do have a couple comments, questions, or concerns.
Oh, okay.
Or CQC.
Fun.
So let's go ahead and hit some of those up. If you would like to send in a comment, question, or concern, there are plenty of ways to get at us. You can email us. The email address is thestageselectpod@gmail.com. You can comment on the show post either on Patreon, YouTube, or Spotify, or you can join our Discord, and there is a channel in there for said comments, questions, or concerns.
Right.
Kicking things off over on Patreon, this was a comment from last episode. Damn you, McDonald's, and your branding. This comment was from Big Baker, who says, to answer the question, yes, I did indeed let the hubs listen to the review, and jolly good times were had by all.
All right.
So good to know.
That's good.
You know,
I'm glad.
I know you were turning over in your sleep at night, Justin, worried that you offended Big Baker's husband.
No, I felt like they probably knew. Hey, listen, like I want to put this out there. Trust me, if we went back to like my like early high school years, I probably would have had a similar mixtape at some point, and then at some point I went, and then I had friends that were like, no, maybe try this, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this is a lot better, isn't it? But yeah, so. Totally get it. Absolutely. We've all been there. We've all been there.
And then heading over to our Discord, we just got a couple here, but thought we'd knock them out so that we hit that 3-hour mark probably.
Yeah.
Maybe. These might be shorter.
Okay.
Casey asks, what is the PC game that never came to consoles and you wish received a port the most? Also, what console would you have preferred it on?
Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines has always been one.
Oh, that's actually a really good one. I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah,
because I would like to have the ability to play that.
Yeah, that always seemed like a big one. That always sounded really interesting and cool, but like never actually got to play it because of all the stuff around it. That's the one that immediately comes to mind. I'm trying to think of other PC only stuff that I wish would have come to console, but it's tough because we're digging more into old PC stuff. Because nowadays, when something's big enough on PC, it usually will cross over.
Yeah.
So,
like, this is gonna sound really weird, especially considering where it ranks. but I think I really would have liked BioForge on a console.
I could see
because
it.
I think if you could have figured out a way to map those controls to a controller, it probably would have gone down better than the way it is on the PC.
Right.
And so obviously, like, I would have preferred it on like PlayStation 1.
Right.
That's about the era that
that's about the time. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think that there, like we talked about in the Suffer Select episode, like there's something there.
Right.
But it is hamstrung by just an absurd control scheme.
Basically, yes. Yes, it is.
And then like another smaller one, because I don't know. I want to sit. Actually, I'm not sure. King's Quest 6.
Oh yeah, some of the point and click games. Yeah, that's
I haven't played all of the King's Quest games, but 6 was my first, and I have a real soft spot for that one. And it never got a console release. 5 did. 5 you can play on the original Nintendo of all things.
Right. Oh yeah.
And maybe Phantasmagoria, because I never got a chance to play that one. But again, those games don't really feel like they should be on a console. That's kind of the weird thing.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not that well versed in PC stuff where it's like it didn't come to console.
Right, yeah.
This might be surprising for people too. World of Warcraft. I really would like a console version of World of Warcraft.
I'm kind of surprised they haven't tried that yet, especially because Xbox, has that. That's actually kind of surprising the more you think about it. But yeah, yeah, for sure. A lot of the listings of like most popular things that I'm looking at are like a lot of them are MMOs. So yeah,
right.
Like Eve and stuff like that, I guess. I guess StarCraft 2 did never get a console port, now that I think about it, but that's
true. Huh?
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, but no, it never did. Not that you really want to play it on a console, because I know I played Warcraft 2 on console on PlayStation. Trust me, that's not how you want to play that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they tried, but yeah.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the sticking point, right? Is stuff that is still stuck on PC that never got a console port probably has to makes more sense to be on PC.
A lot of the times that's the case. A lot of the times it's like, yeah, this type of game just doesn't really translate over, or we just don't have a real comfortable and good way to actually make this work on a console because of the controller, thing that we have to work around. A lot of games, some games are just made for mouse and keyboard, that's just how it goes. So yeah. But yeah,
sometimes PC's better.
Yeah. But Vampire the Masquerade is
no, that's an
Bloodlines.
Excellent one.
Yeah, that original one. That I know it's battered and broken on PC, but like if you could fix it, we were talking about that before.
I even like, as long as it was bootable on a console, like I don't care how broken it was. I just want to see that game.
Right? Yeah. Just to see the ideas it has. I'm with you.
Because it does sound like it gave you like a lot more freedom to like role play your character. Because I want to say, and I could be wrong about this, but I think that you could choose from any of the clans, including being a Nosferatu, even though that's like a walking masquerade breach.
Right.
So like you have to be like really, really careful about running around.
If I remember right, there was like a sewer system that you had to learn to navigate to get around in the city, because you couldn't be out on the street. Something like that, and you fed mostly on rats and shit like that. It was like a very different game if you played it that way. So yeah, it had some shit, man. It really did,
for sure. Man, I know it's probably not going to get a sequel, but I wish that this game did well enough for them to either continue going,
right,
or like fund a full on ground up remake of the first game.
Yeah, you might be. maybe you'll get into it more than I do. That one game, it's called Swan Song or whatever, Vampire the Masquerade Swan Song. That seems like it has a lot of lore stuff, and it definitely has some interesting ideas when it comes to conversation stuff.
Yeah, I might have to go and revisit all of those like games that have come to console just because I'm really into this universe.
Yeah, now. I was into that universe, and that's why I gave it a try. I didn't go too far into it, but like it seems like it's got some wild shit going on. So yeah, maybe worth a look.
And correct me if I'm wrong, isn't Werewolf the Apocalypse like in the same universe also?
Ooh,
like,
I don't know.
Isn't there like a werewolf component to the tabletop game? Because like they've mentioned werewolves in passing.
They have, yes.
Here, and it's like, man, like that, you know, because I like vampire shit, but I also like that usually where vampires are, there's other like weird supernatural shit, and I like that stuff interacting.
The same. Or not the hold on. The same universe. Yes, Vampire the Masquerade and Werewolf the Apocalypse are set in the same universe. So there you go.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'd like that. And now this is kind of making me think like, should I go back and try that janky ass Werewolf the Apocalypse third person RPG from a few years ago?
Well, there's something to contemplate, Julian, you know?
Yep.
Yep.
Last but not least, from David Portnov.
All right.
He asked, what are some video game tracks you enjoy that evoke nostalgia, but not because of your familiarity / past experiences with them? That's
what?
Like you're nostalgic for like a piece of video game music, but not because of the game that you played, but because of the music itself.
So
that feels like more of a you question, because I could see you like, because you know you'll listen to a lot of like soundtracks just kind of by themselves.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, this is a weird one. So I'm not like the Nintendo music has a vibe. Like the NES music is interesting sometimes. I'm not a fan of all of it. Sometimes I find it like abrasive, but sometimes like there's one NES track that is like wild and like actually the soundtrack's not much, but and it's a game you would never expect, but the game Pictionary for the NES has an incredibly banging ass soundtrack. It is some of the best NES music that I've like ever heard. Like I remember because it came up like Gersman was ranking them and he played that game, and I remember hearing the opening theme to it. I was like, holy shit, this goes hard. it is nuts. And then like the entire game's kind of like that. Like I think there's only like 2 or 3 tracks on it because you know it was the NES. That shit is wild. I forget who made the soundtrack too, but like yeah. Let's see, as far as soundtracks go, but I don't care about the game themselves. I bet I could look through here. Let's see if I can think of any other ones.
Yeah, it's hard for me because if I've heard it, it's wait, let me think about my retail days.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was plenty of stuff there that I heard that I didn't necessarily put my hands on.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. A couple like come to mind very, very easily because there was stuff that we would run like on the demo consoles, but I never actually like played the games myself. Mm-hmm. Burning Rangers, the theme song, for Sega Saturn, and the Buck Bumble theme song, because again, like I would dance to that after hours for like the the other my coworkers, but I never actually played Buck Bumble. I didn't care.
Right.
But yeah, it's hard for me because like, you know, being an old head and having had access to a lot of shit, like it's like if I heard it, it's probably because I played it.
It's probably because you played it. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, this is a tough question. Yeah, because I'm kind of in the same boat. A lot of these games I've played. I mean,
there might be like an arcade track that I can't like think of off the top of my head,
right.
but if it's, you know, something that you would hear just like hanging out at the arcade where you would get like a lot of those music and sound effects where it was just something you weren't messing with, but you were just there.
Right.
But I can't think of any off the top of my head right now.
Yeah. It's tough. This is a tough question for sure. Looking through here, I'm like, God, I've played all this stuff. Like that's kind of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tough question all around, but like, but definitely a good one. A lot of my stuff on here is very kind of in the newer category.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I also anything by I think, hold on, let me make sure I have the name right here. The composer of there he is. There's my man. The composer of Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, Ryuji Sasai. Anything by that guy, like, because I actually like went like I got curious one day and looked him up. I was like, what other stuff did this guy end up working on in the video games industry? And it was a lot of stuff I'd never heard of because it was like Japanese only releases and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But he has such a fucking sound to it. Like that soundtrack is like very metal. And by all means, look up Ryuji Sasai. And just look up a picture of him and you'll go, holy shit, that guy wrote that soundtrack. 100%. That guy did that. And all his soundtracks are very much that. They all kick ass. They're fucking great. It's
kind of funny you mention that because, recently, we don't talk about news a lot, but like recently Tomonobu Itagaki passed away.
Yes.
Formerly of Team Ninja and Valhalla Games. I meant to fish out. I actually did take a picture of him when I saw him at E3 from behind. It was just like, because his jacket was so cool.
Right.
I didn't want to approach him because he just seemed very unapproachable, but he just looked very cool. But, his whole persona was like, oh, the long hair and the sunglasses and the leather jackets and the fuck you attitude. But I was listening to the 8-4 Play podcast and they were talking about like, but there's a time like before he decided to put that persona on where he was just a nerd, like a regular nerdy programmer. Right. And there's interviews where you can see that.
Yeah.
But then I saw like a picture of Kojima from like 1990. Right. So we're talking like way before he made Metal Gear Solid. Yeah. Way before he was a name in the industry. And it's like, he's still fucking Hideo Kojima. Right, like he's got the cool glasses and like that has just always been him. And I was like, respect.
I don't know if this fits the context of the question, but that opening bit in, I believe it's the original Metal Gear, it's like the title card. I think it's for the Konami logo. It's that dun 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 dun, that little bit. Dun 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 dun. That's the theme song to Police Knots. And that he put in there, like, and so it doesn't, I guess, fit, but like,
or no, it's the other way around, isn't it? Didn't Police Knots come after?
I know.
You're saying the Metal Gear Solid.
Yes, Metal Gear Solid had that little musical cue.
Yeah, it's not in Metal Gear.
No, I'm sorry. Metal Gear Solid. Yeah. My deepest apologies.
Gotcha.
I was just I forget the original Metal Gear games exist sometimes, but they totally do, and they're very interesting. But yeah, no, Metal Gear Solid had that little music cue, and that's from Police Knots, which is kind of neat. But yeah, I if I want to be nostalgic for NES music, the Pictionary soundtrack, I'm telling you, look it up. It's crazy. It goes way harder than it ever needed to. Like whoever made that was like, what am I making music for? Fuck it. All right. Like let's go hard as shit. It's great. Yeah. All right. That's my answers.
Yeah. I was going to ask you a question.
Okay, go ahead.
But actually,
go ahead.
Yeah, I'll just ask you to kind of piggyback off of what Casey's question was, but a different, because I think this is like something that we can speak to more. what's a game that never made it outside of Japan that you wish we got over here?
That's a good question.
And the reason I ask is because Police Knots is one of those for me.
Police Knots is a big one, and I've
always wanted like another version of Snatcher that's not on the Sega CD.
That was the one I was trying to think of. Snatcher, yeah. That was, but yeah, that did come here.
It did, yeah, but just not on anything that
not anything on that anybody wanted to play. Yeah, that's very true. But yeah, Police Knots is a big one that I really wish that. I mean, you can play that now. You can emulate it, and it has an English translation.
But I mean, like official release.
I know official release. I'm surprised they never. Well, they'll never do it now because reasons. But I wouldn't put it past them. Yeah, never.
I could see this version of Konami doing a Snatcher Police Knots.
Honestly,
pack.
Really, that people would buy that. Like
hell yeah.
Yeah, I'd be into that. I definitely would want to check that out. For sure. Let's see. That one, Mother 3 is always interesting. I know it's like the cliche answer. But like I've never played it. I've only heard things about it. That's always kind of been a fascinating one. I don't even know if I definitely don't care as much as other people do about it. I'll put it like that. But it's fascinating. A lot of the Fire Emblem games never came here either. And I love Fire Emblem. Mm-hmm. So I'd be curious what some of those were like. I know some of them go pretty hard. And I'm fascinated by that. Man, that's all that's coming to mind right now off the top of my brain. You got any good ones?
Yeah, a couple big ones for me. One from Square and one from Enix, respectively. Mm-hmm. Bahamut's Lagoon.
Bahamut Lagoon, yeah.
Yeah. And then from Enix, Terranigma, a.k.a. Tenchi Sozo.
Yeah.
I actually own the PAL version of Terranigma, and I've never played it, even though I have the Retron that can run it.
You know, kind of surprised they haven't gone that route, but I mean, they did, or like even putting like kind of a semi-remake like they did with Live Alive for those
I'm surprised
for those games.
That they haven't got, because we finally got Seiken Densetsu 3, which, you know, that used to be the number one on the list for years for me. And now I have it in two versions that I haven't played it.
That's how it goes.
To have too much stuff now. We're spoiled for choice these days.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. There's definitely others.
I know there's stuff I'm trying to think of that I can't quite think of.
This is a really obscure one, but I remember getting the import game. I'm thinking of two now. Black Matrix, which is a strategy RPG for the Sega Saturn.
Okay.
That looked really cool when we got an import copy of that.
Okay.
For the PlayStation, there's two. One of which I actually did import, but I would like to be able to play it easier than that. Dragon Ball Z Legends is my favorite Dragon Ball Z fighting game.
Okay.
I think it's still to this day one of the most accurate to the show games that they've done, as far as the way that like it portrays the battles.
Was that one of the 2D ones?
Yeah, it's 2D on a 3D background with very small sprites. It's teams of 3.
Oh, okay.
And so everybody has the same moveset, which is you have your flurry punch, flurry kick, and then basically you're depending on the controller inputs, you can actually do I'm going to rapid fire attack you and then knock you 100 feet into the air and then teleport above you and slam you double axe handle style back to the ground. And then basically you just wail on your enemy until you fill this bar, and then it cuts into like one of your big special moves.
Okay.
And you have to usually do like 3 to 4 of those to win each of the encounters.
Okay.
But it's a lot of fun.
And
then also Samurai Showdown RPG. I always wanted to play Samurai Showdown RPG.
I feel like I have a vague memory of that existing. Yeah, I definitely never played that.
Yeah.
I bet if I had a list in front of me and they described the games, I'm like, oh yeah, that'd have been great. But we never seen a lot of that stuff. But that was the industry at the time, But yeah.
We definitely get a lot more of it now. Although I was watching some of the Sony State of Play this week. I didn't realize it was a Japan-centric one, like to the point that it was even like in Japanese. Although I really liked the presentation. It reminded me of like Satoru Iwata from Nintendo. Like they had that vibe to it as far as just the presentation.
Maybe that's what they were going for, yeah.
I was like, Sony of America should really pay attention to this, and this is what they should do.
Right.
But some of the games I was like, oh, we're not getting that over here. There was like this really cool like game where you run a konbini, and it looked really rad, and I was like, man,
okay,
that's not coming over here.
Never say never, Julian.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's a different
Stranger
world.
things happen these days.
Yeah, it's a different world now.
Yeah. But I think that's a show,
I
Justin.
think that's a show, Julian.
Yeah. You got your 3 hours from us.
You did. Absolutely.
Yeah. I think Taco Bell closes at 11. I thought I'd make it. So I guess it's Whataburger again.
I'm sorry.
That's usually dinner after the state select.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for listening as always. Thanks to the wonderful Megan McDuffie for our theme song and interstitial tracks. Thanks to friend of the show, John Gholson, for being our announcer and providing us with our logo and artwork. Reminder to check the link in the show notes for his play. Let's go grab Abramo and see if we can like get some people to
we'll
take care of that Morgun situation and feel a little bad. Not real bad, just slightly bad.
It'll be fine.
Yeah. But that thank you for listening to this week's edition of the Stage Select. I've been Julian Titus. He's been Justin Ham. We've been the Stage Select. Signing off.
The Stage Select is copyrighted and owned by Space Monkey Mafia Productions, specializing in independent podcasting. Please consider sharing the show with your friends and support us by joining our Patreon or donating to our coffee. Thank you, and good night.